Um, Lucky Red here, joined by some of the Garbage Gang, joined by good old Nettled Blue. Um, is it Punctual Purple?
It is punctual purple.
Punctual Purple slash Ramen Rider. Uh, and of course, God, what did we say about pink?
Pearlescent pink.
Pearlescent pink. Uh,
Promiscuous
It's
pink.
not
yeah,
promiscuous.
no, no, it's
Ooh, could be
is it
promiscuous.
promiscuous?
The
Uh,
ever-changing pink.
Yeah, the
Yes.
ever-changing pink. Also, before we get
Pinkerton.
into it, Ramen Rider. I
Quick
always
shout out to our sponsor.
Ramen Rider. I always think of your little guy that's like the symbol for your channel as like this Kamen Rider, but with a ramen bowl for a head. But like he has a shadow like Noob Saibot, but that is punctual purple. Like he is two people at all times.
Yep,
So
that's right.
obviously, you can probably guess based on the Star Wars not Battlefront, freaking Star Wars bounty hunter on screen that clearly we're talking about Disney movies, specifically talking about Western animated films. We wanted to just kind of discuss our favorite ones.
And
Um,
apparently Eastern, but
I
yeah.
guess we can talk about Eastern too. I don't care.
I asked that like 3 times before we
I
broadcast
know,
it. Are we doing are we
and I
including
kept saying,
Miyazaki?
and I kept saying no, but you didn't listen.
I didn't hear you say no, I heard sure.
That's probably what I said. That's my disgenuine sure whatever.
Well, I'd like an actual response in that context.
Damn it, these controls are terrible. I forgot how bad this game controls.
That's your
So
answer, Isaac.
that's your answer.
Your controls are terrible.
We can talk about Western exclusives, that's fine by me. I just want to know.
Um, we'll just kind of talk about it as we talk about it, I guess. If someone was to bring up an Eastern movie, we'll talk about an Eastern movie. I don't care. So, first, I guess we should probably just talk about like what came on to this conversation. So we have to talk about Disney movies.
The Oscars are fucking bad.
We knew that.
Like,
Don't say that. They're the best thing ever. How dare you?
They're not.
Academy Award winning film Suicide Squad.
Yep, that's all you gotta say.
Okay, I take it back.
I mean, context does matter with that one,
Academy Award nominee The Croods.
All right, so
Oh, that
I
hurt a lot.
think
Academy Award nominee Puss in Boots. Nominee Shark Tale.
all right, so we should do. I know this is
Jimmy
off.
Neutron Boy Genius.
though. I will
Wasn't
die for that
nominated,
one.
and it should be.
Yes,
It was
it
nominated.
was nominated.
Oh, thank God.
2001, very first
And
year.
Thank God.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I'll fight
actually,
for that
was
one.
like, I will too.
That is actually a good movie.
I will
From what I
nostalgia
remember, I
fight
watched
for
that
that one.
years ago. But I
Like,
did like that
it
movie
doesn't
when I
look
watched
like
it.
a good movie. I'll tell you that. It
No,
isn't-
it looks awful.
but like it's still pretty entertaining for what it is.
Yeah.
Um.
Those soulless eyes.
Uh. So. Blah, 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 blah. So I think like first things first, man. Like, what's everybody's favorite overall Disney movie? Not Disney Pixar, not whatever, but just Disney film.
I have to give it to Lilo and Stitch.
You took mine.
That's a damn
Hey.
good one.
It just means we both have really good taste.
It's a really tough pick. Honestly, because I don't love a ton of Disney's movies on their own. Like most of them, I just like.
Really don't like the
Yeah.
Disney Renaissance films?
I like them just fine. I just don't love them. Like I like Hercules. That's probably my top pick from the Renaissance films. I like
Yeah.
Hercules a lot,
I
but it's
like-
also hindered by the fact that I know the slightest thing about Greek mythology. Like
Oh,
the
I don't
barest
think-
information.
I don't think that hinders it. Makes it more entertaining.
I do when you're doing a
I mean, I do too, but
essentially-
I don't let it ruin the movie for me. It's its own story.
I mean, I don't let it ruin the movie, but if we're talking about Like,
Historical
if we're, like, rating
accuracy.
our-
I was about to say, if
Yeah.
you're looking for a Disney movie for historical accuracy, you're doing it wrong.
That
Uh,
is true.
but like, they didn't even try.
No, why would
It's
they?
not even that they got
Fuck
things
it, we're
wrong.
Disney.
It's not
Yeah.
even a matter of they got things wrong. It's a matter of they didn't even try.
Yeah, fuck it. We're
Like-
Disney. We changed the lore.
For one, Hades was actually one of the least terrible gods in the fucking pantheon.
That's true, but Hades has canonically been more of a villainous god because of the Western canon for a long time.
I mean, that's very fair. I mean, the Western
Like
canon-
there's like
It's a good way of putting it. The
Yeah.
Western canon.
I mean, I'm speaking purely Greek mythology here, where he
Yeah.
does terrible stuff, but like not nearly on the scope of
Eh, eh,
Zeus or Poseidon.
Or how about well, actually, here's always been the now. Like I said, I don't let it bother me. But one of the interesting things for me about Hercules is that Hera is portrayed as a loving
Loving
doting
mother.
mom, and in the original Greek myths, she fucking hates him because he's like a he's some
He's a bastard child.
he's a bastard child, and she literally, if you've ever heard of the whole Hercules killed his kid and wife thing,
Yeah, Hera-
it's because
Hera made
Hera
him.
like glamored him so that like he thought they were like, I don't
Yeah,
remember what
she
exact-
God of
some
War'd him.
monster. So
She
that
went
he
all
would
God
kill
of War on him.
yeah. So I always
Um,
thought that was kind of funny. I remember I blew Adam's mind with that when we were watching Hercules in his basement one day.
That's
Also,
hilarious.
like Hercules' big thing is his 13 trials or whatever,
Yeah,
It's
and that
10
is
trials.
completely glossed over in the movie.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But I feel like
Um,
if you looked at any fairy tale that Disney adapts, you'll find the exact same fucking things. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's very fair. My big
I
stickler
think
is
it's just
this
a-
is
yeah.
a commonly known mythology.
For you.
Yeah, I was
Other
saying not
people
really
don't know
actually.
Greek mythology to that extent, and I mean,
I feel like I barely know anything about it. And I'm not even holding it up to like great standards, like it's got to be precisely historically accurate. I'm saying it just used the names. It is the Dragon Ball evolution to Greek mythology.
yeah, I don't think it was ever trying to not be that. I mean, we're talking about them over the source material, but are considered even better than the source material because of the way they're adapted. Hell,
Yeah,
people,
look at comic book movies.
most people
But
will
the
say
source
that The
material
Shining
isn't commonly
is...
taught in everyday curriculum.
It doesn't
the-
matter as long as it does it entertainingly and
Like-
makes a movie that's good.
Major deviations from source material can disillusion people and break them out of the movie. The fact that Hercules is based on a mythology that is taught in middle school kind of hurts it.
Not really. I'm just saying, like that's the same argument people like The Shining. The Shining is considered one of the best movies ever. It is in no way,
They
shape, or
didn't
form.
teach
It
me
is
about The
so
Shining in
inaccurate.
middle school.
It doesn't matter if they did. Like, just because
I
you
mean, I
learned
feel
it
like
doesn't
it
mean you have to.
does.
Doesn't mean it has to, like, follow along exactly to what your expectations are for Greek mythology. That's actually a
My
little.
expectations for anything is you have something to do with the source material. Even The
do.
Shining still is
Yeah, they
pretty
do.
relevant
They have
to
the
the
names.
source
They
material.
do. They have the Hydra, Hercules as a character, as a strong, invincible man. They have the Greek pantheon. I mean, I don't.
almost
I
none
don't-
of that
you
is
know what I'm saying?
actually accurate to how it happens in any regard. Yeah, he does fight the Hydra, and that's accurate.
And the princess and this, or the
he's
the,
not even
uh,
Hera's fucking son.
Yeah,
Like that's
and
kind of
the
a big.
Snow Princess. Yeah, I was about to say, and
It's- Hera is
what's the
basically
name
the
of
bad
the-
guy of his mythology,
yeah,
and she's a loving mother in the fucking movie.
yeah.
Yeah, which is
there's
great.
also so. Do you feel that Wicked is? Do you feel shows like Wicked and Maleficent where they take a look at an alternate kind of story where the villain is the good guy are inherently not good shows because they're not accurate to that source material?
I mean, in those cases, they're actually trying to actively, almost parody their source material. They're creating.
Are you
a...
saying that Hercules does not parody Greek
Hercules
mythology?
just ignores it when it's not convenient, or just apparently all
Yeah.
the time.
Which is what a good movie kind of does if it needs to ignore something to like get its
Yeah, but it ignores
point
it to
across as long
almost
as
for
it
almost no
works.
reason whatsoever.
The reason is that's not the story they want to tell.
Then pick a different thing to make a story about.
They don't
You
want
could
to.
still give all the Greek flavor you want. It doesn't have to be Hercules. But if you're not even going to pay attention to the fucking story it's based off to any degree, why do it?
Because you
Why
Why
not
not just call it a
bro.
different
I mean,
movie?
let's be real. Let's be real. Part of it was name recognition.
Yeah, that's what I was just
At the end of the day.
That's fair.
People know what Hercules is, but I don't think that you know what I'm saying? It's pretty obvious that it's pretty obvious
there was
to
a
anyone who
distinct
does
reason.
some.
If there was a distinct reason it went against the Greek mythology, if there was a distinct reason any of this
Yeah.
happened, I would be fine. It just seemed like they didn't care. They didn't pay attention. They did zero research. They just kind of knew about Hercules. They're like, oh, that's cool. We'll do that.
Yeah.
And that was about, like, they read, like, half the synopsis at the top of Wikipedia. If Wikipedia were around in, what, 1995?
Like I said, I only have a problem if a movie doesn't follow source material if it does it badly.
I mean, I guess that's fair, but then I feel
You
like,
know.
you know...
Like,
Yeah.
I don't think Hercules does it badly because it still makes a good, entertaining movie that generally, I don't know, most people I know are not, like, pissed off that Hercules didn't follow the myths.
I mean,
most
a lot of
people
people I
just
know
think that
actually-
is now the myths.
a lot of people I know, and a lot of people I've seen talk about the movie online, have pointed out, yeah, no, it's not necessary to have fun with this movie for it to be completely accurate, but
Yeah.
it hurts the movie when you're looking at it critically,
Yeah.
which is what I'm saying here.
Mm.
Okay, so I'm going to bring this up real quick. It's a kids' movie. Why would you look at it critically
Yeah.
if it's made for entertainment for children?
I mean,
Well,
because I
I-
actually hold Disney to a pretty high standard when it comes to movies, because they do make good movies, and Hercules is a good movie, and I would love that movie a lot more if not for the glaring fact that I have read the synopsis of Wikipedia.
That you were 25, that
Hercules.
you were 28 and watching a kids movie based on Greek mythology.
I mean, I had the same opinion
Okay.
when I was
I just
16
saw your
watching this movie.
message.
I mean,
Like,
I don't know. Just some movies you just really have to turn your brain.
see, fucking Jackson holds up Greek mythology pretty well by
Yeah,
comparison.
and it's considered a terrible movie because it doesn't do anything to make that entertaining and not a shit
Oh
show.
no, the books. I was talking about the movies.
Oh, yeah, the books.
And the movies are also
Yeah.
inaccurate. The movies are not only inaccurate to Greek mythology, they're inaccurate to the books they're based off of.
Well,
They
yeah,
sure are.
they are.
Like,
And I've read none of them, and I know that because everyone
I
tells
read
me.
all the books. Have refused to watch those movies because I've heard all I needed to.
My
I
brother
have
was
watched
really
the first
into those
one,
movies.
and I think No, I actually saw the second one. I remember nothing about it because it was an in-flight movie when I was
Oh,
flying back
let
from
me tell
Japan
you.
one year.
The second one is so bad that it basically like
There was a second one?
gets
Yeah, there was.
yes. And it was so bad. This is how bad that movie was. It got rid of the main like overarching villain of the entire series in movie 2. Out of a 5-book series, and each movie is supposed to be about a book in the series. They got rid of Voldemort in the Chamber of Secrets movie, y'all. Just dealt with them.
Done.
Yeah.
Oh no.
But
Anyway, the other movie I was going to bring up, which actually is probably my pick, is The Emperor's
Yeah.
New Groove.
That's a
yeah,
good
that's mine. Yeah, that's my favorite Disney movie.
My biggest problem with that movie is just pacing.
We just watched that
It's
recently.
I like-
paced really
Yeah.
I
wonky.
like how we're
That's why it
2
was
and
cool to
2.
watch it.
Like
Yeah.
2 people picked the Emperors and 2 people picked Lilo.
What about you, Ashley? Ashley, you're a huge Disney fan. What is your favorite Disney movie?
Also, Mike, as to my argument about accuracy, if I have to pick between two movies, that's gonna matter.
If I pick between 2 movies,
breaking-
I pick the one that is better.
I mean, yeah, but if I have two movies that I like equally, I'm
Well,
going
yeah,
to have
if you're
to
talking about just
pick the
equally.
weaknesses out of those two to pick which one. And Hercules has the glaring weakness of being hilariously inaccurate to its source material. Not even inaccurate. Again, plenty of movies are inaccurate.
Oh, there's too many movies that I like.
Yeah, but you gotta pick one.
Hercules is like the
compile a list.
antithesis of The Last Airbender.
I'm gonna compile a list and ruin Disney movies.
Yeah, but the
for
thing
you.
about that is The Last Airbender
You can't.
is
I already
actually
did.
is an actual accurate depiction of the series. It's just poorly done.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's what I'm saying. It's the antithesis of Hercules.
It's the opposite in every way.
It's just that golden rule. You can get away with whatever you fucking want as long as you do it well.
Like,
Yeah,
again, my
look
strongest
at-
argument with that is just like,
Look at the MCU. That is not accurate at all to comic books,
Nope.
but it's very entertaining. So it
I
gets
feel
away
like it's
with it.
accurate enough.
You'd be surprised how completely 100% it's not accurate at all.
Does it have to be?
No, it doesn't. And that's the
No,
that's the
that's-
point.
that's what we're
that's
saying.
yeah, that's his point.
Also, comic books are a little bit of a different thing because comic books are inaccurate to comic books. Because
no,
they change
it's
it all the time.
no, it's based on writing.
No, I mean, if
That's
you
why
look
it's
at,
never inaccurate.
like, for
It's based
instance,
on
Isaac,
writing.
if you look at Civil War as a comic and Civil War as a movie,
Oh my god,
like,
they're not even
entirely
similar.
different beasts. You
Okay,
can't
I'm
even-
talking about like the characters and shit. I'm not talking about the storylines. The
I
storylines,
was
they
talking
took
about
the
the
general
storylines.
idea.
Characters, I mean, their personalities are actually no, they're not. Most people forget Tony Stark, Iron Man, has never been the funny, like, super silly dude who
yeah, they
gets
basically
things done.
invented his Iron Man personality for the movie.
Yeah, because he's been that ever since the movies. His actual personality is he was the bombastic hero with who essentially fought his own inner demons.
So
Because
he's a Sentai hero.
Yeah,
Canon, Iron Man is a Sentai hero.
I mean, yeah. Look at that suit.
I mean, yeah, he wears a suit.
Yeah, yeah. Look at that suit.
I feel like that's not the only criteria, but yeah.
I mean,
It's the only criteria that matters, Isaac.
Awesome.
have you seen Ultraman? They're all the same. You just need the suit
Yeah.
and to
Yeah.
be big.
No, it totally is.
Oh,
On
and my argument from earlier still stands. I don't learn about Iron Man in high school.
And our argument further still stands that you're just kind of wrong.
Well, I'm not. You're just welcome to have a different opinion.
Nah. No opinions here.
no opinions here. And here is only
is
facts.
facts.
The Garbage Gang fights for the truth,
This
not
is why
for
I destroy you with facts and logic.
Logic.
facts and logic. Always.
Oh,
So come on, Ashley. The Disney
Yeah,
nut.
Ashley.
What is your favorite Disney movie? Now definitively on recording. So anytime you're asked, you can just pull up this video and be like, "Well, I
Or
said what
anything
my
she did. We pull it up and go, "Are you?"
No.
yeah." And
Don't
anytime
make me
anytime
do
you
it.
say this is your favorite, we're gonna pull up this video and be like, "Nope, you told us
Don't
this
make me
movie."
do it.
Yep.
It's your favorite forever. You can't change it.
Yeah, this is your favorite forever. You can't change it. Even if a new better movie comes out, it doesn't matter. This is your favorite.
I like how I go on entire tirades
Uh-uh.
about negative things
No.
about my own fucking picks in a contest type scenario.
Yeah. This is
This is my favorite thing, and this is why it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, see, this is why you
Honestly,
shouldn't have been upset we
yeah,
made you
you
argue with
you
yourself.
have
This is what you
always.
do.
Yeah, well, yeah, you guys also
That's
make me
just
most
your
of the time.
That's not
personality.
true. We only made you
That
do
is
it
not
once.
true.
We
I
never...
remember multiple times coming home from like Marvel movies with you and being like, "Oh, I like that movie," like Doctor Strange, and you go, "I like it, but," and then spent like 15 minutes picking apart, and I'm just sitting there
Like, arguing with
banging my
yourself
head against
about
the-
it.
No, I'm sitting there banging my
Hey,
head
at
against
least
No,
the-
I know,
this is
yeah,
an
I'm saying he
environment where
liked
this
it.
is expected.
That's
Why I
fair.
do the dumps. This is where I get to do this. And in fairness, I have spent like the last several conversations we've had glowing about Demon Slayer,
Yeah,
with very
Yeah.
little negative to say about it overall.
you
It's
have.
unfortunate.
This is also why I've not been talking to you about it, Zach, because I'm trying not to, because I know how that will absolutely destroy your opinion of it before you even get to it.
With
This
facts
is a
and
fact.
logic.
Yeah, with facts and logic. I'll destroy my opinion with facts and logic.
About a movie you've never, or a TV show
Yeah.
you've never seen.
Well, yeah, but you gave
this
me the
confirms
facts
my
and
opinion
logic
that
why
it's
I should or
garbage.
shouldn't like it. Yeah, this at all.
This is why I'm also excited that more and more people are watching it, because I'm like, cool, I can torture everyone a little instead of
fix up
torturing a
everything.
couple people a lot.
Get my fruit snack wrapper.
Oh.
Yeah. Hell yeah. But come on, Ashley.
Also,
what is
like, the series is ending, so that's kind of the part of the reason I'm, like, talking about it a lot.
Yeah.
that is also facts.
Like,
Zach's like good.
I feel like that is a genuine, justifiable reason to be talking about something a lot.
I mean,
Maybe
it's
not
a
to my
search,
extent,
isn't
but
it?
that's also because
Wait, what's
it's me.
ending? I heard something.
Demon
Demon
Slayer.
Slayer.
Demon Slayer's
The manga's
yeah,
ending.
the manga's ending. So in other words, the anime will end in like actually not too long after because they're pretty caught up.
It might be a long because I don't know how it's gonna take them to actually animate
Oh.
everything. They
I
only
mean,
got what, a
the
quarter
next
through?
arc is going to be is just going to be a movie.
Yeah, actually, how much of the manga would you say after the movie they would be?
That's actually a really good point.
50? Less than 50?
It should be way over 50. Chapter
Oh,
50.
way over. Oh, Infinity Train's that long?
Well, I think the here, let me look at the chapter count. Okay, that's that. Let's go a little ways back. That's the wrong series altogether. I clicked on the wrong button.
So Ashley, favorite Disney movie of all time?
Um,
Not Disney, Pixar, or anything like that. Just pure Disney.
Ha.
Pure Disney.
Pure.
Like
it'll be
heroin.
roughly around chapter 70.
And there's about 200? Yeah, wow.
Oh.
So I would say it has maybe another 2 or 3
Oh.
seasons after that.
Yeah, 2 seasons, maybe another movie.
What's up, baby?
Yeah, depending on. I guess it depends on how they break up that final 60 arcs you're talking about.
Also,
chapters.
I also think it also depends quite a lot on how this movie does and how it's received.
Yeah.
Like, they might do another movie if this is if it's a more viable option to cover a story arc.
Yeah.
The big thing with this is that this story arc was such a big thing that I don't think they wanted to cover it in the next at the beginning of another season. Anyway, so what about Pixar?
We said no.
We're waiting
Pixar.
on Ashley.
You were waiting on Ashley.
No.
Like,
No, you're not.
No, yeah, because we're waiting for you to pick. What is your
we
definitive?
can just move ahead and wait for her to catch up. She'll be like 4 years behind.
What is
I don't
it?
want-
And what is it? And why is it Zootopia?
I don't want this to be like us trying to lose the ball or something, Zach.
I don't know what you're talking
Like,
about.
I don't want to be standing around for 30 minutes waiting on Ashley. Let's just move along, and when she's ready, she will give us an
I'm
opinion.
gonna hurt you guys.
No,
Hurt us,
that's not
Ashley,
fair.
hurt us.
Did she say her favorite movie was
I was the one
Sword
who
and
said
Stone?
that,
That's what
so
I
you
heard.
should hurt me.
Yeah, I
except
also heard The
don't,
Sword and the
because
Stone.
You can't. I'm too powerful. My reflexes are too good. I would catch it.
I would catch it.
Oh my god, where did James come from?
James
He's
been
on-
here.
Yeah, James has
What?
been here. You just they can't. She can only hear us on stream, so she's delayed.
I got you.
James been
And
here, man.
James stopped talking for a while. Pretty much when you guys argued about Hercules, he said nothing since then.
He had
I
a
just
couple
wanted to get
points.
past it.
That's
yeah,
fair.
that's what I did too.
That's
It's
a
normally
mistake.
smart just to let me burn myself out.
That's a mistake. Just tell us to shut up.
No,
That's
no,
right.
James has the right idea. Because if you tell me to shut up, I'm going to argue harder. It's best to let me burn myself out,
Yeah.
and then
No.
then
yeah.
you can continue on. I'll talk to myself. We've already established this. I'll argue myself out. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab some water.
Sure. Well then.
At least
We
you
should,
admit it.
we should do a
Isaac.
garbage
Yeah.
dump on top 10 Isaac tirades.
Top 10 Isaac
About what he
tirades.
Isaac rants about what he doesn't like.
We'll have to do that.
Right.
That'll be an anniversary, like part of the anniversary stream. Is like since we'll have to kill so many hours. So we'll probably try and do like a big like 24-hour stream or something like that. Maybe one part of it will be the Dump's official top 10 Isaac tirades. Nettled Blues most nettled moments. How about
I like
that?
that.
It's like that's
I'm gonna start fucking using that and like, man, that's fucking nettled.
yeah, dude,
man.
that's nettled. Bro, there's gonna be a lot of Overwatch free, like parts where he gets pissed off. Should have seen those early streams, man. They were rough.
Oh god, yeah, I got to kind of see it. The other day we were playing Arcs. Like something happened to him and Raggedy were trying to get like a special dino and it died right in the middle.
Nice.
And Isaac was mad.
But then, I guess the next thing we have to talk about is, of course, the other side of what's the best Disney movie is what's the best Disney Pixar movie?
Mm.
'Cause
Now, is Toy Story 1 considered Disney Pixar? Or was that before
Yes.
Disney bought them out? Okay.
No. I mean, also, I'd count it anyway. The point is, it's
Yeah,
Pixar.
I mean, I would too. Yeah. I'm gonna vote for the 1989 short that introduces the.
They own it now, so
Yeah, so it works.
I saw that. I was like, whoa! I didn't realize that they had been around that long.
Oh, Pixar? Yeah, they've been around for fucking ever. Whoa. Ow. Fuck.
the behind the scenes of Pixar is very interesting.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Like the origin.
Mine is Coco. Like, that's
I think I'd have to agree with you there.
like such a fucking good movie, dude.
Was Box Trolls? Was that
No,
Pixar?
that's
No?
DreamWorks.
No. That's DreamWorks, yeah.
Oh God, there's a reason I have this Coco mug.
Yeah.
She's
There's a
in
reason I
love
have
with
this
the
Coco mug.
Coco.
Oh,
She also really likes Mexican culture.
Was it
no.
Yeah, no,
Sorry,
honestly,
back.
I think I'd have to agree with you there, Zach. I think that'd be my favorite Pixar movie too.
Yeah.
All right. What?
We're talking about
Favorite
favorite
Pixar
Pixar
movies.
movies.
And
All
me
right.
and Zach both said Coco.
Yeah, it's just my favorite, man.
Pixar.
Mine's gonna have to be. Oh, sorry.
I actually forgot to grab some, so I'll think about it while I come back.
Yes.
Mine is Monsters Inc.
Ooh, good
Monsters
choice.
Inc. is a great pick. Absolutely.
Monsters Inc. is good.
Absolutely.
My unpopular Pixar opinion, by the way, and I don't know if it's just because I'm older, but Finding Nemo was never really a movie that grabbed me.
I used to love it as a kid, but I think the first one
Yeah.
still has some charm to it, but the second one was fucking awful.
I haven't seen the second one yet. Pardon me, I have it. I do want to watch it, but I need to watch Monsters Inc. or Monsters University too.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, I've heard all those. I heard pretty much if it's not Toy Story or arguably Incredibles 2, it's kind of diminishing returns on the
Monsters
sequels there.
University was
And that's not even a
amazing.
good one. So I'd say it's all diminishing returns.
Disney Pixar. Pixar.
My
Yeah.
my number two would absolutely be Incredibles, though. Like, it's the ideal superhero team up. Like, it's literally Disney decided to make the best Fantastic Four movie they could.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. Like we do now in the current comic books.
Almost like Fantastic Four meets James Bond. Is what I get from it.
Really? Why James Bond?
I think partly the music.
Fantastic Four meets Batman
Yeah.
the Animated Series.
I think mainly the music.
I think I would go
Yeah,
Inside
I
Out
get
for
that.
this one.
Interesting.
Again, I really need to see that. I know it's really good.
It is
Um,
good. I agree.
Makes sense.
Like, This is where I think Pixar and
Oh,
Disney
shit,
are
I
at their
forgot that
strengths
was
is
a
when they're
movie.
tackling emotional subjects, because a lot of
Yeah.
they're more like ones that are a little more story focused tend to get ruined because Disney follows tropes or foreshadows things so fucking heavy. I know the plot twist in the first 5 minutes of the film.
This is a fact.
Yeah.
Like, and so for me personally, to clarify, it's a personal thing. That hurts the movie a little
We're still
bit,
gonna
and so
attack you about it, Isaac. I don't. No, I'm playing.
well, because it's the reason Coco's not my favorite.
Yeah. Really? You
Uh,
don't find Coco
Really?
to be an emotional?
I
It's an
feel
extremely
Coco is a
emotional journey.
fantastic emotional journey. Like, I mean, top tier. That is
Yeah.
undercut by the fact that the
Uh-uh.
twist is like obvious from
No.
the first like 15 minutes.
That's funny.
Maybe
I
for
never.
you, I actually
yeah,
did not.
Yeah,
I
I
did
didn't call
not
the
see
twist.
that he was evil at all,
Yeah.
and that like
I did.
I
As
did
soon
not
as the
see
kid
that
was
coming.
sure that it was his dad, I figured it
Well,
wasn't.
I figured it wasn't. Probably wasn't be his dad.
No,
not that,
me at all.
that
Yeah, no,
Ernesto
I
de la
know-
Cruz would be evil.
I assumed that since he
Ernesto
wasn't going to be
de
his
la
dad, he
Cruz.
was going to be the asshole. But no, I did not call exactly what he was going to do. I just assumed he was going to be a dickhead. In
Also,
fairness, I did not think he was going to be a villain.
Yeah.
I just figured he was going to be a dickhead.
Also, another movie that
It's-
broke a record.
Coco.
Yeah, Coco.
I think Coco was.
Coco.
I know it was definitely the #1 animated film to ever open in Mexico. It might have been the #1 film in general for a while.
And
no, actually,
aesthetically,
Grossing.
the
I would argue that there is no Pixar movie that comes close to Coco.
like it looks so gorgeous.
Yeah.
Visually, yeah. Visually,
No, the specifically the record it breaks is from the shot when
No, because Frozen exists.
Frozen. That did make a lot of money, but
What's
no,
the shot?
um,
No, I wasn't saying in America.
Frozen.
in
Not Frozen. Coco. The record it broke was in the scene specifically of when
Honestly,
when
everywhere.
they first go to the land of the dead. And you know it's the big wide shot, and you see like everything for like a split second.
Yeah.
That is one of the most. I think it's considered like it's either the most moving parts or biggest like visual design, because it's entirely drawn.
most complex visual. Yeah, it would require an absurd amount of layers and insane processing power to render that.
Which they did, and it looks
also
insanely
it's
good.
Pixar, they have the money.
Yes,
So,
yes,
Ashley, you're wrong.
Ashley, you're wrong, by the way.
Coco was released in Mexico on October 27th, nearly a month before its release in the U.S. There was 9.3 million its opening weekend, the biggest opening weekend for an original animated film,
Pixar has
and the
money.
biggest debut for an
What?
animated film outside the summer movie season in the market. And its second weekend, it became the fastest 10-day grosser ever for an animated feature in Mexico.
Well,
as
I
well as
meant
the biggest original animated.
not-
Well, that's what I was saying. I was saying in Mexico, it broke the
I
record.
love hearing her
No,
like
it's talking about
indignant,
highest
like
grossing
about to
movie.
argue, like 4 seconds behind.
Yeah. Her
I know
arguing
she's
4
watching the
seconds
stream,
behind is
and that's
very
how
funny.
she's hearing.
Yeah.
I know she's hearing the stream, so that's what she's watching from the stream, so that's why she's behind.
Yeah,
But it
but
still
I'm
cracks me
not
up. When I
arguing
hear
that-
Mike, I hear Mike
I'm
making
listening
points, and I
on the
hear
stream.
Ashley
Reacting
4 seconds
afterwards.
behind. Yeah.
It's
She
very,
needs to get a PS4 and a headset, just so she can talk with us.
yeah, just so you can talk
I mean,
about
she
Disney
doesn't
movies
need to.
right now.
She could just jump in the chat with Zach if she had a headset.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
you
that's
actually,
right, I
yeah,
forgot to
you
do
actually
that.
can. You could do
Ooh.
that,
Yeah, 'cause
Ashley.
we did that at Zach's house one time. We had like 3 people on the stream.
Yeah.
I mean, if Zach would move
From
closer with
Zach's
his
house.
microphone, I could totally just use my other headphones.
Oh yeah, you could just plug it in. We wouldn't even need to set her up. We could just plug her into my microphone. Hold on.
I mean, if you want to do that.
Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But no,
Me and Ashley can fight like it was a 10.
Come on.
since
do this.
Inside Out is almost an
Where's the thing? It's right
exclusively emotional movie,
You just
there's
gotta
not
sit
really.
your
There
butt
is a
over here.
plot,
No, I'm still playing.
But
but the
It's more
plot is so
about-
intertwined with the emotional thing that. I mean, I can't predict
Switch.
necessarily how people are
I saw
gonna
your
feel.
nice ass, and I want it on my lap.
Yeah.
Like, so and it's a big reason I like
yeah, they can
Shonen so
hear
much because the whole movie's about emotional.
That's pretty funny.
Like
Okay.
that's
Do
a
I
really
need
big
this?
thing there for me about Inside
Yeah,
Out.
you'll need the splitter.
Inside
absolutely.
Out confirmed Pixar's emo movie.
Yes.
It does.
I don't know
I
though.
don't need this anymore then.
Let's see.
Coco might have the most gut wrenching
Yeah.
scene.
Yes.
1000%. The scene in Coco with
Oh,
his
I need my
abuelita
phone.
is literally. I've cried
makes-
all
it-
3 times
yeah.
I've seen the film.
This cup
yeah,
says
Wait,
remember
which one?
me.
Which one? I'm
Cried
talking
at that.
about. I think a completely different scene.
Really?
the scene?
No, dude, it's easily. It's the
Is
scene
it the
at
scene
like
with?
the end
Is
of
it
the
the
movie.
scene? Is it the scene in the well?
No,
Isaac,
Huh?
that you're
it's
thinking
over
of?
here.
In the well.
Or in
Yeah.
the cave, whatever, where they throw him and his dad, and he figures it out that his dad was his dad.
No, it's none of those scenes.
He had
Uh,
Scene.
It
Part
is
where
the
the guy
scene
disappears?
where a
Oh, geez.
guy literally fades from
Oh, that's right,
existence.
didn't
Yeah,
I?
that's-
It is an
Oh.
existential nightmare.
Oh jeez.
That scene is gut wrenching. I'll agree with you,
Oh.
but my
Oh, I'm not used to these headphones.
but the one
I mean,
I'm
it's just
referring
such
to.
a dark concept
Loud.
to
Yeah.
portray in a Pixar film.
But no,
I mean,
my-
Inside Out has an almost identical scene.
Have you
Like,
watched
and
Disney
it's
before?
fucking rough.
but no.
They're full of dark scenes.
By the way,
Bro.
can I say, I'm pretty excited about Soul.
Yeah, I'm actually strangely
I don't know
not,
about it.
actually.
Soul is the next Pixar movie coming out. Surprisingly, this year Pixar's got 2 movies coming out. Well, one came out, Onward. And I
Onward
really
is
wanna see
amazing, and it's on Disney Plus, so go watch it.
I need to watch it.
that. I'm waiting for James
Because, like-
to be out of lockdown because we agreed that that would be our reunion movie.
I need to watch
Sorry,
that.
James, boyfriend James.
Would it still be
Oh.
in theaters still? I mean, it's they
What?
put it to streaming
Oh,
early.
are you
Early.
talking about? Wait, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about
Onward?
just
Yeah, on
Yeah.
Actually,
I-
yeah, we're just not gonna watch it till like on Disney Plus, till we decide that'd be
same
like a
old.
great.
Oh,
'Cause-
to watch
'cause-
it all together. That's what you're saying.
We want to watch it together because
Okay.
we haven't seen each other since like March 15th, and I don't know when we're gonna see each other because he lives with 2 really high risk people.
So.
Okay. Well, it's really good. Watch it.
Oh yeah, it looks right.
I
up
need
my
to
alley.
It's
watch.
amazing.
We need to watch Onward and Toy Story 4.
That was
I've
Yeah, I
not
need to
seen-
watch
Onward
all
was the last movie we actually saw in
Because-
theaters before lockdown.
and Up.
Yep.
And Up. I don't
Oh
know
my
why I haven't
God,
seen
Up.
any of those because I love.
So, honestly,
I
you know
think
what?
Up-
Oh my god, Up is
I got-
amazing.
I got a hot
Mention
take.
this? Hot take on Up.
Yeah, I got
feel
a
like I
hot
have the
take.
same hot take.
All right. Well, let's hear yours, Michael. I want to hear your hot take first.
I think that the reason Up is considered an amazing, great movie is entirely in the first 5 minutes of the movie, and then the rest of the movie is
That's not
okay.
even a hot take. That's like everyone's take on that movie.
No.
So I agree with you, but my hot take is the fact that it's a tale of 2 movies.
Oh,
The rest of the movie is wacky and very, very silly.
it is.
And it's not very good when it is. I don't think it's a very good movie during those scenes.
I do agree. It's at its best when it's
In the
Like-
one,
like
it's at its best in that
the
one
first 10
scene in the
minutes.
in the first 5 minutes of the movie, which is incredible and amazingly well done. But it's only like 5 minutes of the movie.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So I
I
had
do
to
need
beat
to see
myself up playing
Ratatouille,
this going
too.
over.
By the way,
What'd you say, Michael?
I do see Ratatouille too, which it's a crime that I haven't seen that because I fucking love Patton Oswalt.
So hot take though.
is
I don't know if we got
awesome.
to it while I wasn't here.
What?
Zach thinks Toy Story 3 is not a good film.
Yeah,
Ooh,
fact.
Yeah, I
is
don't
a-
really like it.
that's a-
I think Toy Story 4
that's
was
like-
better.
That is a hot take.
Hot
that's
take.
a hot cast iron pan
No.
take.
No,
So-
Toy Story 4 is so much better.
I enjoyed Toy Story.
I haven't seen
4.
Toy Story 4, so I can't tell.
I feel like it was a
I mean,
better
Toy
ending.
Story 3 is a movie about hard goodbyes, and that's
I will. Yeah,
that's a rough topic.
I think it's
I
less. I
enjoyed-
think it's less which one is better than the other, more that like just calling Toy Story 3 a bad movie.
Um,
Hot take there.
Enjoyed Toy Story 4, but I thought it wasn't as good as any of the other ones. Like, there was just something off about it.
Well, Toy Story 2 is still the best one.
That's totally reasonable. I like 2 a lot, actually, as well.
I need to rewatch
Toy Story
1
3
and 2.
or Toy Story 1, the original, has the best hot take. Or not hot take, best thematic thing.
Oh, okay.
Scarring children.
Yeah.
Wait,
Dude,
what?
that's the best hot
Honestly, nothing wrong.
I mean, yeah, they took that concept and made an entirely other movie about it.
Wow.
So,
What
Monsters
movie?
Inc.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's the
but
entire premise.
yeah, that's true. Toy Story 3, though. So my hot take on Toy Story 3, the reason I don't like it is actually very simple. I'm gonna set you to my side.
Mm.
There you go.
You're the one who said sit on your lap.
I know. Toy Story 3, honestly, the reason I don't like it is actually everyone else's fault. I was constantly told
Sword
how
Art Syndrome.
absolutely incredible.
Sword Art
And
Syndrome.
it has one of the most heart-wrenching, like, sad moments
No!
Michael, why?
of all time. Like, I was told that all the time. That it gets super sad. It's literally the
You're not gonna wait
saddest
for him to
movie.
come back?
No, I'm not. Because I was on a roll.
Now he can watch it later.
You could also watch it later.
And we're just gonna have to re-explain to him in a second.
I guess I'll wait.
Oh man.
Unless he texts and says his internet cut out or something.
Time to run away.
I would also have to run away if this wasn't Star Wars Bounty Hunter and all the AI is terrible. You literally stand
But are
still
they
and
worse
just
than stormtroopers?
yeah.
Oh, then that is bad.
Because unlike stormtroopers who just don't hit anything, you can just stand still and press square and you'll kill everything around you and they won't hit you. They won't even move, they'll just stand there. You also auto-target enemies, so you'll just hit them anyway.
That's funny.
Even if they do move.
That is hilarious.
Ooh, I died. I killed myself with an explosive.
Well, don't do that.
I accidentally shot it
That's the
when
opposite
I
of
was
how
like
you're supposed to
point
play.
like right up to it. Did not realize it was armed. All right. Well, he's taking a little bit, so I'll just keep
Okay,
saying
yeah,
what.
just continue. I was actually thinking that.
I
I assumed he was gonna be right back in.
I did too, but he is not. So I'll just continue. So my point is the fact that everyone tells me it has this heart wrenching, like awful scene, and it's like it's really hard to watch. But it's a really great movie. I think it's fine. I think the villain kind of sucks. But like as a whole, I think the movie I was totally taken out of it because of people telling me that. So when I watched it, I was expecting so much more from it, and it was just fine. Like
I mean,
nothing really
yeah.
super big really came out to me. Nothing I really was into. And by the end, that big heart-wrenching scene, I felt literally nothing towards because it's just a red herring the entire time and nothing really happens.
That's not what a red herring is. What does that mean?
A red herring is when they kind of they basically like I'm trying to think of a good example.
A red herring, by definition, is swapping one thing out for another, essentially at the end
Yeah,
of a story arc.
right. So they're trying to tell you that spoilers by the way, that all of the toys are going to die, literally be incinerated and be dead. Which, you know, they're not really like, I mean, I guess they're alive, sort of, kind of, whatever. It doesn't really, I don't really, still, that
you're
part's
talking
still,
about that scene.
yeah, it's a scene everyone tells me is super gut-wrenching.
Oh, that's not the scene I was even thinking of. That
You-
scene,
What scene are you talking? What do you?
that
He's
scene,
talking about
that
the
scene
ending.
is depressing, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I
Because
felt,
there's a bunch of sentient creatures accepting their own demise.
yeah, which is sad, and I got that bit, and then they don't, and then they're fine, and then we just move on. Now I get seeing Andy give up his toys, like, I guess that's sad, sure, but, like, I just didn't feel, like, anything towards it. Like, I never felt a connection to Andy as a character since he's not really a character. He's more of a like plot device.
Wouldn't even call him that much, but yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. So like,
In this case, he kind of is, but
in this case, he's a plot device. But you're right. In the other like films, he's.
But that's not the point of the scene. It's not Andy having to say goodbye that's sad. It's everyone else having to say goodbye to Andy.
Yeah, but they don't.
sad.
Yeah, but
And
they
it's
don't
been
say anything.
All three of the movies beating into your head how much these toys love and worship Andy. And
I
seeing
feel
him
like
grow
they
up and
mostly
saying-
sell that Woody loves and worships Andy.
Yeah, that's
all
true.
of them do. Woody's just a main character. And Woody is still the
I don't know. He really feels like the
perspective
only one who actively says how great Andy is. Everyone else seems to like him, but never really outright states how great he is.
But that's also because Woody is a point of view character, so we're with him the entire time.
I guess that's fair, but again, I don't feel that. And then in 4, where he feels like he's worthless, I felt like hit me.
I have not
way
watched
harder than
4, so
that. Okay. Oh, that's just
don't
how
spoil
the.
that for me.
All right, fair
Go
enough.
watch it on Disney Plus.
Yeah, you could watch it on Disney Plus.
I do want to
which-
watch it. I haven't been much in a Pixar mood, otherwise I would have watched Onward by now.
Oh, definitely watch Onward.
We've been here, alright? I know to watch Onward.
All I'll
Yeah.
say is one scene on Onward. I don't know if it'll hit anyone else, but absolutely broke me down because I've been in the exact same situation and it really hurt me when I had to go through that as a person. So I'll say that'll. What are you doing? Oh, you can mute it in a second. And
Yeah,
then tell me whatever you wanted to tell me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I'll say about the movie. Besides that, it's a very
I
entertaining.
like that she's
Pixar
just
film.
gonna mute you halfway through a point.
She just wanted to talk to me about it. All right. Well, okay. You guys can.
Okay.
And then she mutes him in the middle of a sentence.
Yep.
You playing 14 now?
Yeah, online. Yep.
I thought you were playing 14 offline.
No, I have that one. I just
Wait, there's a 14 offline? I was joking.
yeah, it's Age of Zodiac.
What?
Final Fantasy 14, Age of Zodiac.
No.
Yee. It's based in the same world. PlayStation 2. Do you not play that one?
Are you talking about Final Fantasy 12?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, Age of Zodiac is Final Fantasy 12.
Oh yeah,
That's where I
sorry.
got confused.
That
was
is
about
my
to say,
fault. 'Cause
14 doesn't have an offline mode that I know of.
Because 14 and 12 are based in the same world.
Interesting to know. Yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. They do kind of look alike. I remember more about 14, though, on the basis that 14 is actually interesting to a degree. I got, like, I don't know, 10 or 20 hours into 12 and was bored out of my fucking mind.
You gotta hit it. There you
There
go.
you go.
Hi.
Hello. I don't
She
even
didn't
know.
interrupt me
Talking
mid
shit behind my
sentence.
back.
It was
No, I couldn't
all I
remember what
didn't get
scene
to
he was
finish.
talking about.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
okay.
only thing I didn't get to finish was the word continue. I just
I know. I knew what you were gonna say. I just thought it was funny that she's one of you cut you off
Yeah.
midway through the sentence. What was
Well,
it?
you guys said you hadn't seen it, so I was just like,
Yeah, he didn't want to
Oh
talk.
no, I completely respect that you did that.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, I
didn't
was
pull
poking
a-
fun that you were just. It sounded like you were just reaching over trying to meet the mic as he was talking.
I mean, he was. She was.
Yeah, but I was getting ready to do, like.
Don't pull a mid 2000s Isaac.
What?
He hasn't done that in a long
What's
time.
that mean?
Oh man,
He doesn't
you used
even
to
know
spoil
what it
stuff
means.
when we first hung out. Like,
Who's saying that?
who's saying that? No, you did that to me.
Oh, you're saying that.
Yeah, I'm saying that right now. But you haven't done
What
that
did
in
I
like,
spoil for you?
oh god, I'm trying to remember. It was quite a while ago. This was like back when
Was it
uh
Get Backers? I'm sorry.
it could have
That's on
been
Verve
honestly,
now.
but I didn't
They're advertising for some reason that Get Backers is on Verve.
well, because you got to remember, people who haven't gone back and watched it still think it's good.
I think the premise is good. I've never really watched it though.
I mean, it's just like essentially just hired. It's just odd jobs, but
The
way
whole,
less
like-
entertaining. That's all it is.
The whole like tower premise where there's like this structure in the center of the city that is essentially like its own world, I think is really cool. And they don't get to that for like a lot of the show. And I don't even know that's good at that point. I just
No, it's cool. It's there.
yeah. Like
And I'm trying to think what other. Let's see, what other major studio have we not talked about yet?
DreamWorks.
DreamWorks, of course. The third major Western.
The odd one out because it's the one that actively makes terrible ones sometimes.
Yep, and then sometimes it makes like the best ones.
Yeah, it's like 50-50. Like, sometimes you get fucking movies like How to Train Your Dragon and Shrek. And sometimes you get Shark Tales and what's another awful DreamWorks movie? I don't remember because I didn't watch
Shrek the Third.
Trolls?
Trolls.
Yeah, Shrek the Third.
The Croods.
I like the
God, was that
Croods.
DreamWorks too?
Did you like the Croods? Yes, they were.
I did. I enjoyed it.
You know, I think we should bring up one thing first, though, before we go into DreamWorks. Then, what's the worst Disney and what's the worst Pixar movie? Cause we brought up the best. What's the worst?
I think for Pixar, it's almost always considered Cars 2.
Okay, Michael's back. He said he got kicked out for some reason and was having trouble, and he needs another invite to get back in. So I am sending
His
that to him.
PS4 is being strange.
As he put it, yes. It doesn't list him as online, so that might be why.
Huh.
But I can still invite him.
Agrees that it's Cars 2.
I've never seen Cars 2, so for me it is not Cars 2.
I haven't seen
I mean,
it.
I've never seen it either, but the fact that Monsters University is considered better than it.
That's a pretty bad one.
Why
And
does everybody think
Monsters
Monsters University is
University
bad?
Because it's not
It's
good.
not
I
as
don't-
good as the first one.
Okay, Monsters University isn't terrible. It's just a standard college movie, but, you know, PG.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and
no
the-
drinking,
and also-
no sex, no any of the things that make college movies.
Also, by the way, I'll say college movies is literally my worst film, like, subgenre ever. I hate all of
Oh,
them.
no, I don't think it's good, but if you're going to make a college movie, you can't just make a college movie with none of the college things in it. Like, if you're going to make a college movie, make a college movie. Don't make a college movie but removing, like, all of the tropes of a college movie. Like... What was it? But it's not terrible. It's not. It's fine.
And that's
But
the
fine
problem.
by Pixar standards is terrible. Like Pixar standards are above Disney standards, and Disney's normally held to a pretty fucking high degree. But like Pixar is almost always just above and beyond.
Was Ants? Was that DreamWorks?
I think so.
No. Yes. Ants is.
Ants was DreamWorks. Bugs
Sorry,
Life
but
was
Bugs Life is the worst Pixar movie.
or Pixar.
I hate you.
Bugs Life is a
love
movie
Bugs
I
Life.
loved as a kid.
I haven't
I
Going
watched
love
that
back to
movie
it.
in nearly 20 years, and based off that criteria, I will fight you.
Well, I'll tell you, you're wrong. Because if you watch it, it is one of the most boring movies ever.
I used to have my gigantic flick like plush.
Oh, I
Like,
used to
when I
love that
was
movie.
younger.
Man. I used to love that movie. It is not a good movie. It is
Based
absolutely
on
boring.
my perfect recollection of that movie after 20 years, I will stand that it doesn't even come close to the level of mediocrity that is Monsters University.
Oh, I wouldn't agree with that.
Also, we're
But-
both wrong. The
but-
worst one is clearly
The
why are
movie.
you mad? You know I'm right.
No,
I know I am.
I don't remember what that's a quote from. Oh, that's Hannibal. That's
Yeah.
right.
Hanna-Barbera.
No.
Berbera.
Burgess.
Burgle. Budapest.
Barbara.
Yeah.
Yeah, those two.
Hanna.
And-
Budapest.
No, that's in November.
Okay,
We hope.
yeah. Incredibles 2 has the really, really terrible problem of having the same plot as the first movie.
But done worse.
But it is still
and with characters who aren't who are used way bad. Keep wanting to say terribly,
I
just
don't know
worse,
if the
I
characters
guess.
are used bad. My biggest issue, if we're comparing them as the same movie done twice, is the fact that Screenslaver is not a fraction as awesome as fucking Syndrome.
Screenslaver is fine, I guess. The only thing I'll give is Screenslaver. The reason I like that villain is only because
Her motivations are also
there-
really stupid.
her motivations are stupid. That much is
Oh, I
fact.
forgot that was a lady. I only saw Incredibles 2 once.
They were made illegal. Why is that your motivation? They were outlawed.
Yeah, so
I
my
guess my
plan...
internet fell.
Yeah. I will
Well,
say
We're
the-
talking about
Who's boss?
Incredibles 1 versus Incredible 2.
and
Because he's saying Incredibles 2 is the worst Pixar movie ever, including Cars 2, Monsters
I haven't seen
University,
Cars 2, to be fair.
and,
It's probably still
uh,
Cars 2, but I haven't
Bugs
seen
Life.
Monster University is boring. I said Bugs Life is actually my pick, though, but I really
No.
don't like Incredibles 2.
Go away with your
I
Bugs
will
Life.
also fight
yeah,
the fact
I would
that...
say I would say Bug's Life is worse.
Yeah,
Aw.
Bugs Life is my least favorite, but
I love Bugs Life.
Incredibles 2,
I do
my
too, but-
my probably biggest complaint period is not even the villain's motivations, which are bad. My biggest complaint is the fact that fucking the villain's plan makes no sense at all.
What was the villain's plan again?
So the
To
villain's
make
great...
superheroes legal and then have them do bad things, so they're made illegal, but more so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was
the
That's
plan of that
literally
movie,
her
wasn't
plan
it?
is just
Kinda
mind
stupid.
control heroes. Actually, no. Make a hero an all-star famous superhero so they'll become legal again, but then have them be mind controlled so they'll do really bad, and now they'll be like super illegal. Illegal that you never see them ever at all, to now they're extra legal, so now they're illegal more.
I mean, it is true. I mean, it is kind of like if you don't want if you're gonna go to that extreme to not have superheroes be a thing, why not sabotage your brother in like a different way?
Yeah, that's what I was
It's
kind of
not
thinking. Just
interested.
you know what? Just sabotage your brother. Like just make his plan
That's the entire
fail.
reason- that is the entire reason.
Or, make them do
They-
terrible things before they're illegal, so people will go, yeah, no, they should be illegal.
Yeah,
should
yeah,
stay
right.
illegal,
yeah.
yeah.
that's also that's another
Like,
point.
the
Now-
biggest question is,
now
why
it's
did
just
you
not-
wait until they're legal?
Right, like make it to the point where, not to mention, the start of the movie is there where the Incredibles stop or try to stop but fail to stop the Underminer, and
The
after that,
Underminer.
and after they fail, they're made
They're in
extra
worse trouble.
illegal to start. Like that's like the point is they drop the old hero agency that helps retired heroes, because they want to cut funding, because they saw that as an act against the anti-hero act. So the movie literally starts where heroes are literally very illegal, but now they're legal again, and now they're illegal, so they can become more illegal.
Or let's even bring it up to this. If you don't want superheroes, why create a supervillain for them to need to fight? That most people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's also another good
Like, that's
point.
the
Yeah,
whole
why
thing with
why
the
become a
Screen
supervillain?
Slayer.
Just do your just be yourself and
You're saying
commit.
there were no corrupt heroes that you couldn't find dirt on and expose
Yeah,
that
right.
to the media
Yeah,
with
that's-
your master hacking skills?
To the point where you can hack minds. Which
Honestly,
I
you
still
know, now
stand.
you think
That
about
part
it-
I love because that's such a like a '50s comic book villain thing, and I love that.
Now that I think about it, and maybe this, I don't know, it depends on how you look at, because they might have kind of already done it with Syndrome, but the idea of them having to go up against a corrupt superhero, but one that, I guess one that wasn't always supposed to be like the villain so much would have been like an interesting idea.
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't know. They brought up a few heroes, but most of the ones
Yeah.
they bring up are dead, so they can't really use those.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah, that-
unfortunate. So they couldn't really use an old villain or hero that they brought up. But yes, turning a hero, like showing off a corrupt hero, I think would have been a nice change. Like essentially a good way to show the other side of why heroes are banned. Because it's clearly not just the fact that they're banned to be banned.
Yeah, I mean, they even show that in the first, like, first 10 minutes of the movie. Like, they have such insane collateral damage that it wasn't really worth.
Although
Stop
not
it,
to
like
the
the
same
Underminer.
stupid degree, Syndrome has a lot of the same problems. His whole motivation is once everyone's special, no one will be. But like
Yeah.
superheroes are still illegal and not allowed to use their superpowers. So like
What was his plan? Was he trying to make
His
other people
plan
superpowers?
specifically-
It's been so long since I've seen
Yeah,
the
he was
his plan-
it was basically a giant publicity stunt where he
Yeah.
was going to save the town from a big bad guy with his cool gadgets and then sell his gadgets to the market to make everyone special so that no one will be special.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
make tons of money. Essentially, he wanted to make heroes.
But he was already,
not
he has a lava room. He's already rich.
essentially.
That also
so-
doesn't make sense because that should cook everyone. No, I think I take it back. I think they said they have heat shields.
Yeah, they specifically talk about how that works.
My mistake. Nevertheless, Syndrome's
But
plan
no,
is
so the point of Syndrome's actual plan is the fact that heroes made him look really fucking stupid. Like that's
Yeah.
kind of thing. He idolized them.
Heroes also
and-
then got outlawed immediately after that.
Yes, but
But
he
it's
wanted
always
to.
been a wound he's carried.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he wants to literally just get back at them, and that's his plan.
But I feel like
by
you could
making
just like fucking murder them,
he-
ruin their
well,
lives. but
it
why-
looks like he did because he had a whole list of
Yeah.
dead heroes. So I think he actually
Yeah.
killed those people. I think he did
I mean,
that.
yeah. But like, I get
I
that.
think
I get
some of
that. But
those
why have the extra steps of
heroes
trying to
were-
make everyone a superhero, then no one will be a superhero? That plot's still also.
I think.
Specifically, that was
True.
just to get back at the heroes.
Yeah.
Like it was
But
basically.
also, like, he thought they were going to be dead by then.
No, so some of those, I don't know if you guys can hear me, but some of those heroes on his list were some of the heroes that died in the first movie.
Wait,
So
I thought we
he's-
were talking about the first movie.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
talking
we are
about
talking
the
about the first movie.
Oh, I thought you were
talking
talking
about
about the
Syndrome.
second movie.
No,
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 I'm talking about
Syndrome.
The bad guy from the
Syndrome.
first movie.
yeah, syndrome.
Oh, my bad.
I'm saying
Yeah,
his plan has.
Yeah, when
more...
he's talking about
Now,
his plan
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
and his yeah.
Incredibles 2 has just a worse version of that same plan.
Yeah.
But they both suffer the same thing of, well, why though? Yeah, you could say it's to get back at him, but like he was planning on murdering him before this whole thing took off anyway. So they wouldn't even been around.
Essentially, it was a way to get back at heroes and then make him look even more special than all of the heroes, and then become a billionaire afterwards.
But he,
Which he's
already had,
clearly
like, all
rich,
of those
but
things
he
covered.
probably wasn't a billionaire. He was not famous. That part was not the case.
Yeah,
I mean,
and I think he.
In terms
always
of murdering
wanted to-
heroes, I think he wanted
this
more
was his
than
way of
murdering
being
heroes.
a superhero that he always wanted to be.
Yeah, by being
mean,
the
that's
better
fair.
hero.
Yeah,
I just feel like
he wanted to show up all the I mean
Every
all the
hero
heroes that
ever.
he-
Literally
that he
make a
looked
super
up to.
robot that killed all the heroes, and then he defeats
I mean,
it
his
easily.
whole
I mean, the
thing
big
with
one is he wanted to show up Mr. Incredible.
Because Mr.
Yeah.
Incredible, like,
Mr. Incredible was supposed to get killed by the robot.
Yes.
yeah,
So he wouldn't have been around to see himself not be special.
I think it's more the legacy at
Yeah,
that point.
he
That
wants.
he's,
He
you know
wants
what I'm
to.
saying?
Yeah. He wants to be seen as
He wants to
better.
basically, yeah.
But again, that follows up with, but superheroes are illegal and can't use their powers, so they're essentially not special in the first place. And arguably
No, that's not
more
true.
so.
They are very special. The problem is
still
they're so
special,
special that they're illegal.
But what is worse, getting shown up or just being held back entirely?
Depends on your
Both.
personality, honestly.
Yeah, getting both,
Oh.
really.
Yeah,
they're-
honestly, it's still it's still a net negative on top of what's already happening to them, Isaac. It's
I
not
mean-
like it's a one or the other thing in that movie.
That's very fair, but he also, again, murdered most of the heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he murders a good chunk. I mean, most probably not.
And had
'cause there's
every
probably a lot
intention of
more.
murdering the rest of them.
Actually, you
Out
know
of-
what?
out of
In
the-
their world, they kind of show that there's really not very many heroes in their world.
Because they
Why,
all
yeah?
died because they had capes.
They did lose a few of those just by wearing a cape. But it feels like in their world, they only have like them in maybe the hundreds at most.
Like,
Yeah.
but
Because they really only
At
talk
any rate.
about like a handful. But yeah,
no, Screenslaver really is just a worse version of Syndrome.
Yeah, with definitely different motivations, but for very similar
But
ideas.
But also
of,
dumber
more
motivations.
nonsensical.
They're
Yeah.
yeah. Her motivations are fucking stupid. Heroes didn't save my parents when they tried to call heroes to save them when the heroes were outlawed and those phones didn't work anymore.
Actually, in your defense, in defense of Screenslaver, actually, her motivation is really just the fact that she did not trust heroes like her mom, but her dad specifically only trusts heroes. So she actually blames her dad, not superheroes, which she specifically states. So I don't know why she's trying to get back at heroes, but didn't she murder her
Yeah.
dad?
No.
I don't
thought-
think so.
I-
No.
I think
Oh,
he
no, no,
died
her
with.
dad
That's right, he
broken-
died when that happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, her motivations still circle back to they're completely nonsensical.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, no. It's they're really stupid.
She yeah, her as a villain has always bothered me about one of the things.
See,
that
this
bothered
is
me
kind
most
of an
about
Avengers
Avenger, or
2
Infinity
argument here for me.
Age of Ultron, yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Avengers 2 has just a worse version of Avengers 1 plot. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the character dynamic in Avengers 2 is significantly better. And I would argue the same thing in this circumstance. I think the family dynamic in Incredibles 2 is way stronger than Incredibles 1.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, seeing Mr. Incredible
I
actually be a
think-
dad,
Yeah. Oh, that's definitely. I
seeing,
think my favorite,
seeing
the best
how
parts of the
he and
movie.
his wife struggle because he's not very good at being a dad, first off, and he really is jealous of his wife who gets to go out and be a superhero.
You also
I,
gotta
don't
take
know. I
that
felt like
into
that kind of made him
consideration,
feel
too.
more petty than he did as like.
But it was interesting because you could see
Oh,
he was
well.
actually
Yeah.
struggling.
I mean,
He
that's
wasn't
fair.
just being negative
I
and
like-
petty. He was
yeah,
struggling to be supportive of his wife, but was still jealous. Like, and that's what makes that interesting. If he had been petty, just petty about it the whole time, I would agree with you. But he wasn't. He held back his pettiness, trying to support his wife.
And I think most people can agree. Him being the scenes of him trying to be a dad are some of the best, funniest.
Yeah,
Like
They-
in that movie.
they
You
are.
can't
they
change
work.
math. Math is math.
Yeah, those are probably the best scenes in that movie. Which kind of shows how boring the rest of it is.
I mean, yeah, but you could argue that for any meme. I don't know a whole lot of memes from the first. The first Incredibles did have the "You Caught Me" monologuing scene.
The what?
The what?
The meme about, hey, you caught me monologuing.
But that's still not nearly as prolific a meme.
I
I don't
actually
even
don't really
remember that.
I know what scene you're talking about, but yeah,
I don't know what
don't remember
scene.
very actively.
I don't.
That's the scene where oh fuck oh, it doesn't let me activate my jetpack.
Ha! You
Um,
died.
No, that's the scene specifically when Mr. Incredible gets starts having Syndrome talk about his villain plan because he
Yeah.
gets him to do the classic comic book villain thing of
yeah,
just
yeah,
monologuing
yeah.
your evil plan.
It's been a while since
And he
I've
tells
seen
him, "Hey, you
Incredibles.
got me monologuing," which he thought was actually. I love the fact that he thought that was so funny of him to try and do that because he's a comic book nerd who knows everything about heroes, so you'd
Yeah.
clearly catch that. Syndrome's such a great villain, actually. Like he actually
Yeah,
really
Syndrome's
is.
great. That is the biggest detriment to Incredibles 2. Not only does it have a bad villain, but it has a bad villain following up a really good one.
And
Yeah.
like what you can argue is like a bad reskin of that villain.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
makes it honestly a bit worse. But I'd
Like the
say
driving force of her motivations, I feel like
Yeah, I feel like that's
the bare emotions of it, I feel like are a little more relatable.
yeah.
The bare
Sure,
emotions of
that's
it, not,
true.
not
That's
again,
true.
because
Not the
the actual
plan,
reason-
not the strategy or anything like that. But yes,
But,
her
like,
reasoning
the-
makes some is more relatable. I don't know if it makes more sense.
Yeah.
It's relatable, but doesn't really
no,
make sense.
not more sense. Because again, it is. I just mean on an emotional level.
Yeah,
I
She
feel
lost
like it's
her
a little more
parents,
relatable.
and I feel like if instead of framing it as my dad died because of you, as my dad was so obsessed with you guys that like
it
He was
caused
neglectful or
that
something.
he was neglectful, or you know what I mean.
but that's not it. It's the.
I mean, if you
It kind of is. It's implied that is kind of part of it because she definitely.
I don't know. It
She
seems like she
definitely
more
seems
just thinks
raw
her
about
dad
her
is
dad.
is stupid and
That's what I
only
mean.
agrees with her mother and doesn't care about her father. Only in forms of hate.
But yeah, no. Okay, if the plan to bring back superheroes was the father's idea, he didn't die. It was the father's idea. Then her plan to sabotage it would make 1,000 times more sense.
Yes.
If it was
Yeah.
a father who was neglectful of her because of his obsession with superheroes, then yeah, I would understand it significantly
But
better.
instead, it's her brother's plan, who she helps achieve, and it succeeds, just so it could.
It's also funny because from what
Do
I
you
remember
think-
of the movie, it would not have succeeded if not for how much she helped out with it.
Yes.
Do you
In fact,
think
that's
when she was
stated
doing all
multiple
the-
times.
Yeah. Do you think when she was doing all her screenslaver shit, she just said like, yeah, I bet you this film will just make it so that like she fails and like we're not gonna have to deal with them, and every time Elastigirl gets a win, she's just like, oh, I can't
Wow.
believe.
Oh, she has like the villain thing of damn that,
Yeah.
damn
I mean,
that
that would have made her a
Elastigirl.
better villain, to be honest.
Yeah, if
it
she
would've
had like if she had
she
classic
would've-
campy villain tropes more than just her character.
She almost would have. Yeah. They almost would have made a better villain if they just made an evil for evil's sake villain.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I kind of miss having more of those.
Yeah.
Like, just a cackling, maniacal villain to act as a opposing force to the
Yeah,
heroes.
that's just so un-Pixar of them.
Like, that's one of the things I like about Hela from Ragnarok.
Yeah.
It's
That's
just-
entirely what she is. She's just a cackling, evil, mad woman.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, that's her
Looking good,
whole
though.
character, and she does a very good. It's the fact that her scenes have nothing to do with anything else going on with the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie almost has like 2 plots.
It does have 2 plots,
Yeah.
and they're great.
I mean, to be fair, most movies have like an A plot and a B plot.
But getting off of Incredibles 2, so what is? So we talked about the best and worst Disney, best and worst Pixar. So what's the best and worst DreamWorks?
Best that works DreamWorks.
Wait, we talked about
Okay.
worst Disney. I must have walked away for the 5 seconds that
That
happened.
must have been. I think that's why we were talking about Incredibles 2.
Oh,
that was
Pixar.
that was
that's
Pixar.
Pixar.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
sorry.
we didn't even talk about Disney. We talked about fucking Incredibles 2 too much. It's the story of my life, man. Talk about Incredibles 2 too much. I brought it up. That was too much. Yeah, DreamWorks. What is the best, worst DreamWorks movie
I
in
can't-
each person's
I can't do
opinion?
this, don't worry.
For me, the best
Careful.
DreamWorks is How to Train Your Dragon.
See,
I
I
haven't
haven't
seen
seen
any of
I
them.
can't really pick between the three of them, so I'm just gonna say the first one because that's the one that.
I haven't
I
seen the
started
third. I think the
Third is
first is
good.
better than the third. If you ask my, or first is better than the second. If you ask my opinion,
Yeah.
and that's because honestly, just having a force of nature villain works better than having a really dumb villain.
Yeah.
I gotta look up a list because I feel like there's some important ones I'm forgetting.
See, here's the thing. Now, worst DreamWorks, it's hard for me to say because I generally only watch the ones that are considered pretty good. I think I did see bits in Shark Tale, and I would just say that because it wasn't
I
there.
mean,
Let's see.
the,
We got
the answer is
we got some better ones than you might think on here. We got Ants, Prince of Egypt, The Road to El Dorado, Chicken
Ooh,
Run.
Road down the
Shrek.
Oh
Dorado.
god,
Prince of
Chicken
Egypt.
Run's fucking terrible.
Yeah, that I didn't
Chicken
know
Run?
that was.
Yeah, Prince of Egypt is actually their first movie. That is
I
the
love
first
that.
It is their
DreamWorks film.
second movie.
It is? What was their first movie?
Ants, which came out 2 months beforehand.
Really?
And that was
Did that come out before or after Bugs Life? I know that they came out so soon that it wasn't
I
really.
think
was
it-
kind
Oh,
came
it's
out
actually
the
because they
same
came from the
year.
same creative team, and the team split off, and kind of out of pettiness
I
made
actually
competing
found
movies
out that's
with
how-
the basis of the plan.
I don't know
That's
how I found that out,
delicious.
but that's actually a thing that happens. That's why you get two movies that are the same
Yeah,
in
Chicken
a
Run,
year.
Shrek, Spirit Stallion of
Oh,
Simmer-
Spirit.
yeah.
Simmering?
It's not great. It's really boring.
It's okay.
Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas, Shrek 2,
God, I forgot about
Shark
that.
Tale,
Yeah.
Madagascar,
Oh
Wallace
god,
and
I forgot about all
Gromit,
those.
Curse of the Were-Rabbit,
I've never
I hear
seen
that's
that,
actually
and
pretty
I meant
good.
I always meant to.
I haven't seen it, but I hear it's
Over
pretty
the
good.
Hedge, Flushed Away, Shrek the Third,
I love Over the
B-movie,
Hedge.
Kung Fu Panda,
Oh, God,
Madagascar
B-movie.
2,
The squirrel.
Monsters vs. Aliens, How to Train Your Dragon, Shrek Forever, Megamind, Kung Fu Panda 2, Puss
I
in
always
Boots,
meant to see
Madagascar
any Megamind.
3, Rise of the Guardians, The Croods, Turbo, Mr. Peabody and Sherman, How to Train Your Dragon 2, Penguins of Madagascar, Home, Kung Fu Panda 3, Trolls, The Boss Baby, Captain Underpants, the first epic movie, How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World, and Abominable.
Oh, Abominable!
Yeah.
They're making another
Oh my
Trolls
God.
movie?
Oh,
Yeah,
Why?
they are.
Trolls makes a lot of money.
Oh, it's very cute.
Yeah, I've heard actually not bad things about that series. It's more of like like a pop musical series than.
Captain
Movie.
Underpants is surprisingly an okay movie.
I didn't see
It
it.
seemed alright.
It's not great, it's just okay. But I expected
Man,
bad.
if I was in third grade, I mean, fuck. would
Oh,
be
I
all
missed the
over that movie.
Croods.
No, you said Chris.
So,
You
Yeah, you
did
said
say
Croods.
that.
uh,
um, you're slipping, Isaac.
best and worst for me would probably have to be like best is actually a toss up because there's a few I really like. Megamind was really good.
I need
I
to
only
see
saw a little bit of that.
that is
when
a
your
great
brother was
movie.
watching it.
But I've
Um,
always heard really good.
Megamind is fantastic.
Like
Despicable Me is DreamWorks too, right?
Rise of the
No,
Guardians
that's,
No, that's
is
Illumination.
a good movie. I will
Illumination,
fight
yeah.
people.
Illumination.
what is a
Rise
good
of the-
movie?
what is it,
Rise
Rise
of
of
the
the
Guardians.
Guardians?
Oh, I heard that's okay.
What is it?
I've heard that's like a solid 7 out of 10.
Rise of the Guardians is,
Oh, I know what it is. What did you say about it?
I think it's a good movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I've heard.
actually
I think it's-
watched,
I've never
It's
seen
one of
it.
my Christmas classics that I generally return to.
It
I haven't
was-
the last couple of years. Just
it was
hadn't been
on
in the mood.
TV one day, and I was watching it. And I was like, "Oh, why didn't I ever watch this movie?"
I've seen. I that now I think about it. I think I did see it. I only remember a little bit of it, very vaguely, because I think I started to fall asleep and I
They're
passed
also
out.
weirdly making a
But
sequel
I
to
think
the
I was
Croods.
really. It was like really.
Yeah,
early
I think the
yeah,
Croods
yeah.
made pretty good money.
Yeah, Croods actually
why-
did decent.
Isn't
Like, it didn't do
Pets
incredible, but it,
DreamWorks too, or is that also?
That's
Illumination?
also
it's also
Illumination.
Illumination. Yeah, Secret
That's
Life of
Illumination.
Pets.
So, I guess out of movies that I've seen and can remember, my least favorite is Madagascar. But that's out of like 5 or 6 movies I got.
That one's okay.
I like
And
it.
I feel like there's
The
definitely
problem is
movies on
every
that list that
sequel
would-
is worse. Like it gets worse with every time they try and do
And
it
I'm not
again.
saying I didn't like it, but it's my least favorite
Yeah, no, it's
out
fine.
of what I've seen.
It's fine. I
like
didn't
Yeah.
mind
the
it.
Penguins
like-
show. That was funny.
I thought that was cute. I did not mind that show, but I was much younger when I watched it.
That too, I haven't seen it since.
Yeah, I like.
Ooh, that's not good.
See, for me, it's a huge toss-up between a ton of movies. Because
Best or worst? What are we talking
best.
here? Yeah.
I don't know.
Like
Abominable
worst,
was pretty good.
there's too many
That's
to
not
count.
the best.
Huh?
Like
That's not the best.
DreamWorks,
It
DreamWorks
was
either
good,
hits a
though.
home
It was
run
cute.
That
or
was a
just
good
fucking
movie.
dies.
Yeah.
Like, I guess with the exception of Captain Underpants and Boss Baby, I hear is completely passable.
I have heard that. But all the
Like, I hear it's
Netflix
actually not
spin-off
terrible, it's
series
just not good.
and short films I hear are not great.
There's a series.
Yeah. Um,
I'm gonna go with the good old Shrek.
Shrek's
Shrek
amazing.
is good.
Yeah,
Great
Shrek's
movie.
really good. Like it's
Uh,
it's Shrek and How to Train Your Dragon for me at the top two.
Shrek, How to Train Your Dragon, Kung Fu Panda is also really
Yes.
Oh
I
God!
forgot that Kung Fu
No,
Panda
you know
was
what?
that,
Number
and I
one's
love
Kung Fu Panda. How the fuck did DreamWorks make one of the best kung fu movies? Like they were like, let's just have a such a kung fu movie plot. All we need to focus on is make great fight animation, and they did it.
And add
Those
Jack
fights are
Black.
actually incredible.
And have Jack Black in it.
Also,
Have
what's
Jack Black.
so how is How to Train or not How to Train Your How is Kung Fu Panda 2?
Never seen any sequel, so I couldn't tell you.
Nope.
I feel like
Didn't
Kung
watch
Fu
it
Panda
either.
2 came out. That was it. So
Yeah.
that's why I was curious.
How to
From
Train
what
Your
I hear,
Dragon is
2
the
is
golden
okay.
trilogy of-
Like, and none of them are bad. That's what I've heard. Like 2 is
Yeah.
good, and 3 is like actually really solid. But 1 is always the best one. Like I've heard
1 was
3 is
amazing.
actually almost as good, but not quite.
Ooh, so I'll have to go back to them. Yeah, 1 is like
Yeah,
I do remember 1
one's
being amazing. I
Like-
guess if you asked me my top 3, it would be yeah, it would be How to Train Your
Like-
Dragon, Shrek, and Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah.
They're
I don't
just
know.
all top tier.
Worst is probably
like-
Shark Tale though.
I like Road Del Dorado.
I still hold Rise of the Guardians, maybe not up there, but pretty close.
Yeah.
Granted, I also haven't watched it in a few years, so my opinion might have changed.
And for me, growing up, The Prince of Egypt was always something I was like
Dude,
super
Prince
into.
of Egypt and Road to El Dorado. I
didn't
would
get to
talk
see
more
them.
about
I'll be
them
real,
if
I
I have
actually-
not. I have not seen either of them in so long. I don't feel comfortable talking about
Road
them.
of Dar- Road
I've
to
never
El Dorado is one of those
seen-
movies
I never
I
liked
always
Prince of
wanted
Egypt.
to watch, and we just never ended up being able to get it as a kid.
I've never seen what was the Egypt one called?
Prince of Egypt.
Prince of
Prince of
Egypt.
Egypt.
I've never seen that one. I hear it's amazing.
I've heard
Um,
it's good, but
It's the best publicity the Bible's had in.
I think that's what turned me off.
Charlton
with
Heston?
it. I don't. I'm
But
not
I actually
religious.
don't like Road to El Dorado, and I'm the only one I know who doesn't like it.
Freaking love that
I don't think it's
I
a
didn't.
perfect movie, but I feel like it has a lot going for it.
I didn't see
Just
it until like a couple years ago, and I just did not like it. I thought it was really boring. I
Love
don't
that
like the
movie.
That's
characters.
fair.
That's actually the weird thing, because the characters is normally the one thing everyone likes about that movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
but
don't
I feel like
them.
but I feel like with any movie that's super character driven like that, if the characters themselves don't gel with you, it does ruin the movie.
I mean, that's very fair.
Which is funny because I usually like their kind of characters. Like it feels like Nathan Drake split into two people, and like he's one of my favorite like adventure characters, and that's what they
Miguel
are.
and Tulio
In
are
fact,
the
he
best.
also gets the
Well
goes
aligned.
to the road. He goes to El Dorado as well, which I think is very funny. But I don't know, man. I just don't like them. The main chick, I forget her name,
I always forget her name too. I
Joel?
don't know.
Joe or
something like that. She's fine, I guess. I don't really remember much about her. Like clearly, I don't even remember her name.
Yeah, I didn't want it to. I guess that.
But that's pretty much it for that. Though, actually, I realized somebody we haven't brought up yet.
Oh, what's the worst Disney and worst DreamWorks?
We just
did
did-
work.
I didn't say for DreamWorks. We never did Disney, and then we just accepted that we didn't do it, and then ignored it.
did we not? Oh,
Disney,
my bad.
worst Disney is hard. I feel like.
Yeah, because there's plenty of
Disney
bad.
movies are typically unlike DreamWorks or even Pixar. DreamWorks or Disney normally produces fine products at worst.
Yeah, usually even their bad isn't really that bad.
Like
If you're just talking about their animated stuff.
Yeah, if you're
Yeah,
just talking.
yeah. That was the entire point of this.
I would say
Actually.
I could
Yeah.
name several decoms that are pretty bad.
Yeah.
But outside of that, worst one. God, that's. I'm trying to think of like I know there's one or two that are probably just actually bad. I mean, there's tons of
I
Disney.
mean,
Or
most people talk
probably
about
Disney
Sword and
movie.
Stones is the one that everyone talks
Treachery.
about.
I like Sword
I
and
hear
Stone,
Barnyard,
but it's such a
Bandied Around
bad
is
No,
movie.
Sword and
that
Stone
great.
isn't what
if you're
people talk about.
talking
It's Black
about
Cauldron.
bad Disney
No,
movies,
Black Cauldron's the one
Yeah.
everyone forgets.
Black.
Right,
oh yeah, that's what it
direct
was.
to DVD.
I like Black
sequels.
Cauldron as well.
Ooh.
There
Yeah,
are
it's-
some
it's-
Are we
good.
it's
including
defi-
those?
Well, yeah, they're Disney movies.
Then yeah, I
There-
agree.
Like,
Not,
I mean,
not
yeah, we could
all
just
of
blanket
them.
all of them, but
No, not all of them are bad though.
Not
Well,
all of
the
them are
one blanket
bad,
all of
but
them
but
anyway.
like more of them are bad than good is the problem.
Yeah.
Cause like Lilo and Stitch 2 was pretty good.
That was Stitch Has a Glitch is actually pretty good.
Yes. Stitches was
But
awesome. Made me cry.
but for every one of those, you have the Return of Jafar. You have you have
Hey,
Lion King
Thieves,
2.
King of Thieves isn't
I
bad.
hear King of Thieves is good. I haven't watched that in years.
King of Thieves is
I remember
good.
liking Lion King too.
It is not.
I watched this a very long
it's
time
just
ago.
like lazy Romeo and Juliet. That's all
That's
it
the
is.
point. It's
It's
Macbeth
supposed to be
and
lazy
Romeo and
Romeo and
Juliet.
To be
Juliet.
fair, Lion King is literally just Hamlet, but
Oh,
with
is it
cats.
Hamlet? I said Macbeth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
but like
okay.
executed so perfectly.
don't know
though.
a
But
lot
that
of
one is just like a
Shakespeare.
lazier version of just the story.
I don't know. Jafar kind of causes the apocalypse, and they don't really like. They explain it's like overfeeding, but that wouldn't make the planets die, and the plants die off. Like, and it's
Wait, I
not like
thought the
there's any
plants in
more
the-
carnivores in the
Possibly
area.
hot take. I also did not like Lion King 1.5.
I thought that was hilarious.
That as a kid, I loved it. It's not great, but like it's a pretty dumb, fun movie. That's not really a hot
it's
take
a fun,
though. Most
it's
people
a
don't
fun
care for that
fourth wall
movie.
breaking movie.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just a cute
Well,
movie.
I feel like that movie's in a middle zone of like people like you and people like me. So that's why I'm like, I don't know, possibly hot take or not.
Yeah, that's fair.
More so than
Let's-
other movies. Because there's a lot of
I
people
mean,
that really like.
I remember a lot of people dislike dinosaurs.
Oh
oh,
man, that movie
fuck.
sucks.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I haven't
that
watched
movie,
it
so I'm
yet.
not
I can't.
Hey,
I
the
can't
best
say
thing
much
that
about.
came
I
out of
don't
dinosaurs
remember.
was the ride at Disney World.
Was that Pixar or was that Disney?
That was Disney.
It was a
that one-
CGI
That was
movie.
Yeah.
Disney.
That was an actual Disney
Uh,
movie.
You know what? That one might get my vote, and that's pretty bad because I loved dinosaurs as a kid. Dinosaurs are my shit. Are we gonna talk about Blum movies, by the way? Like Land Before
Blum.
Time, Secret
That's
of
what I was
Nim?
about to bring up. I was actually going to
Don
say,
Bluth?
then we have to talk
Bluth,
about Don
sorry.
Bluth movies.
Yeah, Bluth.
Like, that was what I was going to say
My
next.
bad.
Is Don Bluth movie, what is the best and worst Don Bluth movies, and why is it Five Will Goes West?
I mean, I still haven't made a statement on
Yeah,
either.
why is it what?
why is it American
American
Tail,
Tail
Five
is
Will Goes
awesome.
West?
Yeah.
But yes, go
American
ahead.
Tail.
Go ahead, Isaac. What is your least favorite Disney and
DreamWorks, I think I'm gonna go with Shrek the Third
yeah, it's
because I
pretty
was
bad.
actively upset at the theater.
But what about Shrek
Not
Forever
angry,
After?
not angry
You probably
like
didn't
I
see
was
that.
with Godzilla 2014, or like disappointed in how I've wasted my time, like with The Dark Knight Rises. I was just like, this isn't very
I still have
fun.
yet to see that movie.
Dark Knight Rises is at least laughably bad.
I don't know why I never
Yeah.
Okay,
saw
so
it.
context there, I had to work the next morning and I had stayed up late to catch this showing.
Oh, jeez.
And I was watching this movie and I was like, oh my god, this is not actually good to watch. Like, this is the only movie to this date the time on the movie. Like, I was sitting there and I checked my phone to see how long I'd been here and how much longer I was stuck here. And that includes Shrek the Third and Godzilla 2014.
Man.
Hey, Godzilla wasn't that bad.
Mine, you know what, Isaac? I feel you. Mine was Pet Cemetery this past year. Fuck that
Ugh.
movie.
As for Disney, see, I'm gonna have to say a good one just because, like, I don't remember the bad ones to even talk about them if I've even seen them. So I'm gonna have to pick a good one and just pick not like the worst one, but like my least favorite.
Yeah,
Yeah, I see
that's
that.
fair. Sometimes that's all you can do.
Yeah.
And off the top of my head, my usual punching bag is Moana.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which,
Oh.
let me clarify,
Oh.
Moana
You
is
want
a
to throw some pans.
perfectly good. Moana is a perfectly good movie, and it is
Freaking
gorgeous to
love
boot,
that.
but it's really generic.
fair.
Yeah.
Like,
That's great. music,
really
though.
generic.
I remember Moana was
Lin-Manuel
honestly
Miranda.
was kind of my biggest
That's
disappointment in animated movies that year. I was so hyped for that movie, and I felt the same way.
So was I,
Uh-uh.
because I was so interested in a movie about Pacific Islander culture.
Me too. Also, can I tell everyone? I don't know if you've ever seen, I don't know if anyone here watches Lindsay Ellis, the old nostalgia chick. She has
Yes.
this great video about how Moana's kind of a stealth remake of Pocahontas.
I mean,
Weird.
It is.
Love
When
it.
you think about it,
Interesting.
both of them are a female representative of an indigenous population whose father is the head of their tribe and has a certain plan for their future that they don't really agree with. They have a connection with the water and some kind of an old lady spirit to help guide them to the greater destiny that they eventually fulfill.
Can we just stop
Nice.
remaking Pocahontas in various forms?
Why
There's
did
like a
that
lot of
vaguely-
movies that are basically spiritual remakes of Pocahontas.
Why did
Really?
that vaguely sound like Little Mermaid?
It might. I mean, you can't deny that, especially the Disney Renaissance, there was a formula.
Yeah.
A lot of people though
That's kind of
point
the-
specific. Lindsay was specifically pointing more for that because Pocahontas has a reputation for having a bit of a troubling history in regards to representation with the way it like portrays Native American populations.
Like the way it disregards
so
history.
most historically
it's
accurate
based
line,
on
though.
an actual book written by the guy.
It's based on a historically inaccurate book that is supposed to be nonfiction.
Yes.
But anyway,
So that one's
It was
actually
more-
not
it was
their
also-
fault.
I enjoyed
Either
Pocahontas
way.
for it just being
Oh, it
a
was so
Disney
hilariously
movie
inaccurate to that book.
and not being based on anything.
But yes, Michael.
anyway.
Continue, please.
But so there's the idea that Moana's kind of their way of let's do it and let's basically redo Pocahontas to make it a little like less possibly offensive to that group of people.
I hear it actually went over pretty well with them. With
Yes.
people of that background.
Yeah, actually, apparently, it was seen as.
And
a
that is
very-
one thing I will still give to them. I love checking out the aesthetic and like the cultural nods and stuff.
Dude, can I say another thing, kind of amazing thing about Moana, and this is from someone who again thinks it's all right, it's good, I like it, but it's not like one of my favorites by any means. So in music, it's really hard to. They did something in Moana that's really hard to do, which is they wrote a song that transitions from one language to the other in the middle, and still managed to make it sound like the same song. It's really hard because usually when you make songs, you have to design them around the syllables and structure of that language. So
That is the
Lin-Manuel-
genius
so,
of
yeah.
Lin-Manuel
You have the
Miranda.
English situation with like
Well,
Japanese songs where
or
it
you
will just
have
randomly
stuff like, or you
jar
come
and
up.
cut the English.
Well, here's the thing: is before Moana, you either had a song that kind of borrowed some elements but was very Western, or from the culture that they're looking at, like Arabian Nights and stuff, which is for some people the way they do those songs is a little problematic, or Mulan, or you have songs like Brother Bear where they do a weird thing where they do get an indigenous
forgot that was a movie. I
tribe,
forgot
like
that was a
indigenous
movie.
people to sing this to like kind of help with the music, but then they also hire a Bulgarian choir to actually sing it. That's literally, which I didn't know. Bulgarian choirs are really popular. If you ever watch, if you guys are familiar with Ghost in the Shell's original movie, that opening scene where it's like da 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 da, that's a Bulgarian choir.
That's pretty cool.
Uh-huh.
So Don Bluth though, since I think we've gotten everything out of the way.
Yeah,
no,
sorry, I had to
did-
geek out about those two
Did
things.
you say yours, James?
Sorry,
What?
James.
Did you say yours, James?
My top.
What's
I
your
don't
least-
remember.
Least favorite Disney movie that you've seen?
Oh yeah, I said any.
Oh
Disney
yeah,
Dreams.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Okay. Just to clarify, I thought you agreed with that, but I also want to clarify.
Then yes, Don Bluth, because I was like, I knew we weren't gonna, no one was gonna bring it up, so I was like, but then everyone
Don
else brought
Bluth
it up, so I was
might
very
be the
happy.
hardest one for me
Yes,
when I think about the movies he's made.
I mean, for the best one, it
Did
is
he do-
insanely easy for me because it is
Yeah.
100%. It is an American Tail. Five Will Goes West.
I need to see the American Tail movies. That's one of the ones I haven't seen.
Like all
I haven't seen that one in a
two
while.
of the. I think there's 3 movies.
I thought there's only 2.
Is there only 2? Okay, both are amazing
I'm looking
movies.
them up.
I absolutely love both those films, but the second one is my favorite. I've watched it more than any other, like, just like a general animated film, specifically by Don Bluth.
Yeah.
Worst one though is also easy for me. It is Pete's Dragon. It's just
see,
or no, wait,
sorry.
no,
Pete's
no, no,
Dragon is a Disney movie.
no, yeah, not
Oh.
Pete's Dragon. I was thinking of there's a troll in Central Park.
I hear that's actually just bad.
Yeah, it's just a bad movie. Like that's pretty much it. It's just a bad movie.
So
But it is.
I'm gonna
Don
have a
Bluth.
hot take here in a second.
Okay.
Through no call of quality, I'm not a big fan of Don Bluth.
See, my thing
I love
is
Anastasia.
That is not a claim to the quality of his work, by the way.
Yeah.
He is a fantastic animator, director, all
he's
that
just not
shit.
your style.
Yes.
So my thing with Don Bluth is almost every movie I've seen from him I've loved, but I didn't really get to see a lot of his movies for some reason.
No.
Actually, no.
Like, I didn't-
Aesthetically, I love his movies.
I didn't see Anastasia. I didn't see
Was
Secret
that
of
Don Bluth?
Nim. Didn't
Yes,
see.
it
I
was.
think it is. Didn't
Mhm.
see Secret
Yeah.
of Nim. The only ones I've
Secret
seen,
of
but I've
Nim.
loved them all, are We're Back.
We're Back is so good.
We're back. Is,
I know.
I do like We're Back.
All
No.
Dogs Go to Heaven. I forget. Is
Classic.
Oliver and Company Disney or Bluth?
That
It's
is
I think it's
Disney.
Blue.
It is a
Nope,
Disney
that is
movie.
Disney.
okay.
Oliver and Company
Oh, it is
is a Disney
It's
movie.
Disney movie.
Yeah, that
Fuck,
one.
I
We're
is-
Back,
love
I
that
think-
movie. I actually, my first dog, I named Oliver because of that movie, even though I know the cat's Oliver.
So,
We're back is
my
not-
favorite, without hesitation, is Land Before Time, though.
Ooh,
That's
yeah,
one of my
that
good
too.
favorite
movie.
childhood movies.
Absolutely great.
Yeah, I think
Also,
We're
Kind
Back
of
is
my,
not
my
a Don Bluth movie.
confrontation with
Oh.
my inevitable demise
Never mind. We're back.
as a young child.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
not.
God.
Okay.
You know, the scene
It's
with
made
his
by
mom.
Amblin
That is.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg's.
Interesting.
it's hard for me to.
So
it's
We're
hard
Back
for me
is a
to
Steven
dis-
Spielberg picture, actually, not a.
He
Don
didn't
Bluth
direct
movie.
it. It's his.
Oh, We're
production
Back
company.
is? Oh, I thought
Yeah.
it was Bluff.
Nope.
Nope, it is not.
Okay, so that makes this easier because it ineligible. It
Okay,
makes it
I'll
ineligible
go-
for this
I'll
specific
name all of them.
category.
I have him up. I have him up right here.
Okay.
You're just talking about what he directed, right?
Yeah, like his.
I would say, or stuff tied to his house.
Yeah,
like,
studio. Yeah.
Yeah,
His
well,
studio.
okay, then that's all these then.
Because I was about to say, if
there's, like, a
We're
lot of
Back
Disney
is his
movies that he,
studio,
like-
just directed by Spielberg, I would say it counts.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, it was it's wasn't
It's
directed by
Amblin?
him or it was just.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Okay,
Right.
so we got Secret of Nim, An American Tale,
Yep.
Land Before Time, All Dogs Go to Heaven. I don't even know what Rockadoodle is, but Rockadoodle.
It's not
Oh
very
my
good.
god.
Thumbelina. A
Oh,
Tale
did
of
you like
Central
that one?
Park, The
I do
Temple
like
and the
Rockadoodle.
Penguin. I don't know what that is. Anastasia.
Yep.
Bartok the Magnificent. Said
I
it
don't
was
know
direct
that
to
one.
video and Titan AE.
Oh God! Wow.
Oh God.
Did he not
The
even
one
do the
that's-
sequel?
I think that's the one that
Wait
sunk
a
him.
minute. It doesn't
Well, I mean, I
show
think they
the
were already on a
sequel
downward
for
slide,
American Tale.
apparently, but...
Wait
I don't
a
think that
minute.
movie's actually bad, though.
Wait a minute.
No, but it lost.
No,
a
the sequel
ton.
was George Lucas.
The sequel is a Lucas movie. Really?
For what?
For Five Goes West.
Oh,
That's
it might have been after he died.
LucasArts?
Oh, it was after he died. Well, it was a studio though.
Wait,
That would
he's
still
still
count.
he's still alive. Never mind.
Oh, so,
I was
never
about
mind.
to
He's-
say- I was
he's
about to
not
say.
dead.
No,
Don
he's in
Bluth.
I was gonna say, we're
80s.
still counting Disney movies, right?
No, Don Bluth is just not dead. he's fine.
I thought he
He's
was
just 80.
dead.
I didn't know that.
He
I
just doesn't
actually
make
thought he
movies
died, too.
anymore. He just doesn't make
I
I
movies
just
wasn't
anymore.
assumed that, too.
I would
I
too,
haven't
yeah.
heard much about him in.
You know,
Yeah, I just assumed
apparently
he
he
died,
hasn't
too.
worked in like on any films or anything in
I mean,
like, a
he's
very long time.
fucking 80, so you know, fair.
80s. He's
Yeah.
older than that.
80 what?
She just said 80s. I don't know exact
Give
age.
me a second. Go back to him. 82.
82. He's
Yeah,
82.
he is 82 years old. Yeah, no, you're good, dude.
He gets to. He
Take a
deserved it.
So then, yeah, what
Brooks
was
Stewart's
American Tail? Five Goes West?
I'm trying.
Well, then, I
Where's
think-
the sequel.
Because I mean, if
It's
it wasn't a
between,
studio,
for
it doesn't
me,
count.
I guess it's between All Dogs Go to Heaven and Land
It
Before Time. I
says,
think I have to give it to Land
It
Before
was
Time.
directed by Phil
Yeah,
Nibble.
I win.
Only
and Simon
more so
Wells.
because I watched that more and had access to it more. I feel like every time I got to see All Dogs Go to Heaven, it felt like a special thing. But like Land Before Time took over my life. So
That's fair. It's like me with Back to the
And-
Had no
Future.
direct
I was a
involvement in
huge
it.
dinosaur nerd as a kid. So
Oh, same. I was actually
guys-
just watching a video yesterday or a couple nights ago on Netflix about the extinction of the dinosaurs.
nice.
So
Did you guys hear what
yay or
happened to
nay?
the voice actor who said Ducky?
Oh yeah, it's
Don't
terrible.
bring that shit up.
Horrible.
Get that shit out of here. Don't talk. We're not talking about it.
Wait,
No,
what?
I was just curious if you guys had heard about it because I wasn't going to talk about it.
Yes, it's
About-
terrible.
What?
The
I
voice
didn't hear
actor who
about-
played Ducky. Oh, well, let's talk about it. So the voice actor who played Ducky, I think her and I think her mom too were murdered by her like abusive
dad.
father.
Oh, I have heard about that. Okay, yeah.
Okay, is that
Uh,
it?
When she was a
Pretty
small
much.
child.
She was
still.
very small. Yeah,
yeah,
she was still.
that's
She was
right.
like
This was
when you
right
think of
after
she was
Land
like
Before Time.
8. It was like a really brutal murder.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I didn't know that. But yeah, that's terrible.
Oh yeah, it is. It's one of those yeah. It's one of those terrible Hollywood stories that they bring up every now and then.
Right.
Dominic Dunn, the Curse from Poltergeist.
Yeah, Poltergeist. I know that one very actively.
Yeah, I think everybody knows Poltergeist, even if they haven't seen it.
Yeah.
No, the Curse.
No, yeah,
about that
that's what
movie.
she
No,
was
yeah.
meaning. Yeah.
Oh,
Even if
I've
you
never
haven't, she was
seen
saying
that
even if
movie,
you haven't
and I
seen or
know.
heard of that movie, like you probably heard that part of it.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure what she meant. If she meant that, or she was like, "Well, everyone's seen the movie."
No.
Okay.
So do we have any wild cards to talk about?
Like, when's the art in those?
Yeah, out of the
I would
ones
say
that-
We're Back, since I thought it was Bluff.
You know
I
what?
think is a
Actually, easy,
fantastic
man. Freaking Cats Don't Dance.
Dude, yes.
It's not. Wait. But
It sucks that movie was a financial
Bombed. Like
flop.
it bombed hard.
Like we're talking like the Cats of animation.
So
it
you're
did.
all wrong. You're both wrong
Oh.
because it's Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
That's Sony.
Well, yeah,
though.
we
That's
were
not
just-
really.
we were
That's
saying-
not
we
like
were saying
that's not
a
like an
wild
off the wall
card.
pick. That's Sony Pictures.
No, I mean when I said wild card, I meant anything that didn't fall under those 4 major blankets.
Oh yeah, I
We
mean
did.
Spider-Man and
Like
the
Cats
Spider.
Don't Dance. And
Yeah.
You're kind of making it sound
you-
like we said they were better.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
no, I
I
was
mean,
joking.
You're just saying,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I
but
get you.
okay.
Spider-Man
Okay, it
Into
was
the
a joke,
Spider-Verse
alright?
is probably
you were
the
bad at joking.
is probably the
I
best
am.
animated feature ever made. It's
I
At least on a
think-
purely visual level.
I think even in story, I
Yeah,
mean, it's
it has a
definitely
great
Oh,
like
as a
solid
story,
10
it's still
worthy.
great, but I
I
mean,
feel
like,
I feel like as a package,
it's
that movie is
one
top
of-
10 worthy.
it's one of the best executions of a Spider-Man origin story. Period.
Mhm.
Like it is one of the best
Yeah.
ways to write. And the best part is using Miles instead of Parker was such a great decision because
For many reasons.
nobody knows Miles.
Yeah.
So doing an origin story was fine. If you did the origin story for Parker again, people would be livid.
But they did
Yeah.
But they didn't.
a little
They,
bit.
That was
no,
half the-
that's actually Miles's actual origin story. They did it perfectly. They did it exactly
No,
how it is in the comics.
she's joking about the fact that Peter gets 2 origins in that movie.
Oh, I mean,
but,
they talk about it for like a second.
Like, I'll talk about
That's
this
the
one more
ongoing joke, in
time.
fact.
Yeah, it's,
That's the
it's,
One
ongoing
more
joke is
time.
that they keep doing
One more
origin stories
time.
for fucking Peter Parker.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not only
What-
that, but then they
That's
also
the best
give but then
part.
they also give origin stories to all the
Also,
Every
kudos to
character, all
freaking.
the
I gotta say,
Spider-Verse
special
characters.
like, you know who has to be the happiest about that movie though, and how well it did? Like, it did insanely well. The creators of Spider-Gwen. And
Oh.
why I say that is because one, being in a feature film, like having your character in a feature film, is a pretty big deal.
and
in,
this
like,
early into like her career.
she has existed
like-
for 2 years.
Yeah.
That's it. She came out in 2000, like before the movie came out.
Was it-
Anyway, it's 2016.
Holy crap.
She
Wow,
was
was she
created.
really only a thing for 2 years? I thought
Yeah,
it
Yeah,
was a little
she
longer.
came out
Yeah.
she came out in Tales of the Spider-Verse, or Edge of the Spider-Verse, number 2. She's just one of the characters.
2014.
Yeah. She's one of the.
Oh well,
one,
then that's like 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still.
That's still.
It's
Yeah.
still great,
that's
but
among
it
like
is a little, but it makes more sense for me.
in terms of a character, like her origins, she literally came out in the in one of the spin-off comics for the Spider-Verse storyline. And she was like one of the most popular. In fact, she's only one of 4 origin stories in that comic
You look up Spider-Gwen and it comes
Hmm.
up Spider-Woman.
because that's her name.
Okay. I
Her
like
her
Spider-
hero name is Spider-Woman, or was. Now
I
it's
like
Ghost
Spider-Gwen
I gotta say-
better.
I kind of like, and I also find it kind of weird that Gwen Stacy is now just being turned into like a bunch of different mashups of superheroes, 'cause
Yeah,
there's-
that's
they're
kind of
also
been a
Gwenpool.
that's kind of been a running joke. Gwenpool's a different thing, but yeah, that's kind of a running joke. Gwenpool's also not Gwen Stacy.
Well, no, I
um,
didn't figure. I didn't think she was, but they're doing that. Like
Well,
they're still.
Technically,
I feel
she
like they're
is,
still
but she's from the
kinda-
real world. She's from our world.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's still basically that character in a way.
Yeah. But
And it does say the real world.
yeah, that's where she's from. She's
Yeah,
from
that's
the
why,
real
because
world.
that's why that's why she's Gwen, because like Deadpool's, how like Deadpool is
Yeah, she breaks the
aware
fourth
he's
wall
in a
too.
comic, she
But
is too.
but her awareness is not fourth wall breaking. Her awareness is actually that she was a normal real world person who got sucked into a comic book.
She's Chalk Zone.
In fact, yeah, she's a shock
Oh
zone,
my
actually.
god, yes.
But the funny thing is, she's also a loose cannon
That's
creep
such a
who
good
no one
show.
likes. The only big difference is no one likes her because
She's a ripoff of Deadpool?
no, she actually has nothing to do with Deadpool at all. She's just her real thing is just the fact that Gwenpool came to that world because she hated her normal life and wanted to live an exciting one in the world of comic books. Problem is, modern comics are nothing like the 80s and 90s actiony comics where everybody's a bad guy if they just first appeared in this issue. And they're going to do something evil and then you have to stop them. So whenever she tries to join the champions cuz that's like the cool new thing to do, they don't like her. And she tries to fight everybody, but they explicitly tell her that the champions don't really fight people. Like our thing is we help citizens, not fight villains, and it makes no sense to her. She just cannot fathom. She felt that it feels like that makes no sense to her as a character.
Oh.
Does she actually have any kind of power outside of I can break the fourth wall?
No, not really.
She's not super durable or anything.
She has a
else?
big mallet. She has some weapons. I mean, literally all she is she's supposed to be. So obviously, Deadpool was a parody of Deathstroke in the 90s.
She's a parody of Deadpool.
She's no, she's not.
No,
Absolutely not. She is a parody of Harley Quinn.
Oh,
She's just Harley Quinn. 100%. She's just Harley Quinn. And
So why is she Gwenpool if she's not Gwen Stacy or Deadpool?
well, she is Gwen Stacy from
she
the
is
real
a
world.
Gwen Stacy, just not the Gwen Stacy.
Yeah, she's just not the Gwen Stacy. What does she have to do with Deadpool? It's actually a Deadpool costume that she found, I think, in the garbage.
And she basically, I think, kind of acts like him,
Yeah.
more or less. I mean,
She's
I mean,
just a bad
I guess-
idea, just to let you know.
Yeah.
She's popular among, not really among comic book fans. She's popular amongst, I guess, weebs, really. They like her.
Neckbeards.
Yeah, because she's cute and she's fun, kind of funny, I guess. Every comic I've read in her, she's she's kind of the ideal internet character.
Ugh.
Where internet fans would like her and no normal person would.
They should, the creators of that should honorably disembowel themselves.
She's honorably just do it, man.
but
Yeah.
with honor.
But with honor.
Commit Sudoku.
Commit Sudoku. It's where you line up the numbers on your stomach.
And carve it
So you have to carve your stomach. You have to carve it so there's 1 through 9 in every row. That's a dumb joke between me and a couple of the guys from years ago.
There's
Because
a whole meme.
is it a meme?
I've seen commit Sudoku on Twitter posts and stuff a lot.
Really? I've actually never seen
This
that.
is from 10 years ago when Andy just couldn't say seppuku.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I've seen it actually in a meme.
I mean,
somewhere,
it's something that could very easily be
Yeah.
misconstrued by a lot of
That's
people.
actually where I
because for
assumed
a
you guys
foreign
got it.
tongue, yeah, for a foreign tongue, it's easy to mispronounce one for the other.
though. Yeah. Did he actually say Sudoku, or did you guys were just making fun of him and say that? I'm
I
curious
think
now.
he said Sudoku. I don't know if he said it deliberately or not.
Pretty funny.
But
Sudoku.
that is an old fucking joke for us.
But yeah, no. The fact that their characters, who's only 4 years old, got to be in a major motion picture is pretty amazing. And hell, Miles.
And she's also blown up in popularity partly due to that. Partly because I hear the comics, and from what I've read of the comics, they are fantastic.
Yeah, she's always incredible. In every comic I've read, Ghost Spider is one of the best characters. Miles is also amazing. But Miles only came out in 2012.
Really?
Yeah. Like
I
he's
thought he was from the 2000s for some reason.
2011.
2011. So yeah, yeah. But yeah,
That's probably why it was so close.
yeah. Baby of the great Brian Michael Bendis.
Mm-hmm. Bendis, that's what I was thinking. I don't know why I said
And
Yeah.
Pope.
I also
Sarah
hear that
Pichelli?
Spider-Verse
Sarah
also
Pichelli.
fixed a lot of
That's
Miles'
what it says.
shortcomings.
I mean, his only shortcomings really
Oh,
also
she's
come
the
from.
artist.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay.
Most of his shortcomings come from his very early comics. Like it stopped pretty early, but he kind of was just too much
This
like
is
Peter
hearsay.
Parker. He was very no, I know you told me about it before that you heard that, and it is true that like when he first started, he was a bit too much of classic Parker like again, which makes sense because he was supposed to be the new Ultimate Spider-Man. Like that was the whole point.
Yeah.
But he was
being the
just
only character good enough to take back out of that one to save.
but then,
So,
yeah,
on a completely unrelated note,
yeah.
I'm sorry. I have to go buy new vape juice tomorrow because I got this stuff, and they lied to me at the door. I asked for lemon because they didn't have raspberry. They gave me lemon, all right.
Ugh.
Lemon custard.
Oh!
Ugh. Okay, so I don't vape, and I like lemon, but I feel like I was just inhaling Pine Sol.
Like this. Okay, lemonade flavored vapes are actually really good. If
I'll take your word
it.
for it.
Where'd you
I
get
just-
it at?
I'm not trying to convince anyone to vape. Anyway, I'm just trying to
No,
talk
I know
about.
you're not. But I'm
I'm
saying
actively
because
having
I will
issues
take
with
your
this
word for
because
it.
this is actually less favorable than just fucking smoking cigarettes, and that's saying a lot.
It's when he puts
Yeah,
up the
'cause-
finger
'cause like I
poses and he
said,
goes Vape Nation.
Because like I said, honestly, it sounded either like the idea of lemon vape either sounds like smoking Pine Sol or
But
smoking
this
a
isn't
citronella
lemon.
candle.
This is lemon custard.
True, so it's got a sweetness to it. How do you
Like-
get lemon? Because does it taste kind of like cream cheesy?
It doesn't taste like either. This is just
No?
disgusting. This doesn't taste like custard, and it doesn't taste like lemon. This tastes like I fucking just blended a bunch of random garbage I put a bunch of random garbage from the fridge in a blender and sprinkled a fuck ton of sugar in there.
So I now want to try and make vape flavors that are like butter
But-
flavor or
Yeah. You want to do the bad sodas?
yes,
But with vape.
sour cream and onion vape,
Oh.
or
Like
just or cream cheese.
This is actually,
weird.
and I don't
Eggs or
want to.
pickled prune
Because this
vape.
was $30
Pickled, no, flaming hot.
Oh,
This
Jesus.
is $30, and I've used a quarter of it.
Actually, just flaming hot Cheeto vape smoke.
Oh,
I had to buy new coils because this shit will because this shit is just going to be in the coil. I'm not going to be able to get rid of it.
That's frustrating.
Like this is just disgusting. And granted, I probably need to
supposed to
change out my
anyway, but-
coil soon anyway. But oh my god,
You weren't ready.
this is
for
actively fucking hard.
Isaac has never faced a greater challenge than right now.
I mean, that's just yeah. The military was not a fraction as difficult as trying to vape lemon custard.
I mean, you're the one that called it hard.
I mean, it's hard because I basically need nicotine, but I'm actively disgusted by this. Like,
Is the vape shop open now? Might
Yes.
be.
well, not currently at this exact point in time, and I was trying to power through because I don't want to be wasteful, especially when I don't have a job.
Yeah, but sometimes
Oh,
sometimes you just gotta let things go.
like I'm actually having to smoke cigarettes. I actually bought cigarettes because of how disgusting this shit is.
Yeah, that's a sign that you need to just then go get the vape.
Yeah. Like, I'm assuming they pawned this shit off on me because no one thought lemon custard sounded appetizing.
Or they
Was
could
it something?
have.
So did you order lemon and they gave you lemon curd?
They gave me a
or-
bunch of options for lemon for different companies and shit. I was like, oh, that one sounds good, and they're like, this one's actually really good. It's it's lemon flavored.
Was this
and
from
funny-
online, so you couldn't try them or anything like that?
No, okay, so the vape shops right now are close to in-person traffic. You have to call and
Yeah.
they'll walk the order out to you.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Like, so I couldn't
Yeah,
see
so
what I
you
was
couldn't
buying,
really
and I
see
didn't
it.
see this until I opened the bag when I got home. Actually, no, not until I opened the box the other day, because they fucked me over twice, because the other bottle they gave me was only a 60 milliliter bottle.
Well, you should
The standard
probably
is
call
100.
them and be like, "Yo, I ordered like." But then again, you did
I
already.
mean, technically, they didn't give me anything I didn't ask for. They didn't actually go against my wishes.
Oh,
This is lemon, and this is
he asked
100
for
milliliter.
lemon.
You asked for just anything lemon, basically.
Well, I was asking for like a lemonade one.
Oh.
And they were like,
Like-
"This is good," and he was like, "Okay, cool."
Oh, okay.
Well, because normally they offer me pretty good shit.
Yeah.
It just so happened
Like-
that this time he didn't
They did
actually like ask what
As
the
I understand
exact
it-
thing was.
At that point in time, they were sold out of a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't
So,
imagine
like-
getting stock is that easy right now.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Probably not.
Especially since some of their vape brands come from China.
Yeah, I would think so.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. So in other words, you were like, they said, "Hey, this is good." You were like, "Okay, cool. Like it's lemon flavored, so it'll be fine."
And I only asked specifically for 100 milliliter on the first one, and the first one they gave me was this one, which was lemon and 100 milliliter. That's just the size. They measure in
Yeah,
milliliters.
yeah.
The other one was only slightly less expensive than 100 milliliter, and it's almost half as much.
Ooh.
So, like, I would normally go to a vape shop and spend $50 and come out with 200 milliliters of vape juice.
Yeah.
And this time I went and I got 160 milliliters, and one of them was actually disgusting.
How long does 200 mils last you, if you don't mind me asking? Just curious.
100 milliliters on its
Or
own will
200,
normally
I guess.
last me 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not that
yeah, no, it's economic compared to smoking.
Oh, yeah.
But
But
This
that's
is
the
just
real
so
question.
fuck-
How much do you spend on smoking when you did that regularly?
Average?
That was the long sigh.
no, I'm just trying to think because it's been a while.
Yeah,
Average, I'd say
Smoking's
20 bucks a
fucking
week.
expenses.
$20 a week.
That was my mom's big reason for quitting was like we were going
I
through
mean,
some
I also
financial
didn't smoke
issues.
nearly as much as a lot of people. I was like a pack every 2 days or 3 days, maybe.
How much do you
Oh, yeah,
think
that's That's
Andy
not
spends?
terrible.
Andy probably smokes a pack a day or so, maybe 2 packs.
Most
a pack
people I
every
know that
2 days.
smoke are pack-a-day smokers, honestly.
Jeez, that ain't good.
I can't smoke that much. Even when I did smoke, I couldn't smoke that much. It
Fuck
just
you up.
doesn't. Like, you know, when I smoked, it was nice, like, after meals and during a break from work, you know, because the nicotine just kind of helps settle everything out.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sitting there, like, chain smoking. I actively couldn't.
Yeah.
Like, it was not common in the military for if you got in a conversation with someone, they'd fucking light up a second cigarette in the middle of a conversation. I
Yeah.
couldn't do that. So yeah, I definitely need to go and buy new stuff tomorrow. Part of the reason I hadn't in the past couple of days was just because of trying to fix my really fucked up sleep schedule.
Yeah.
Like today, I finally managed to go to sleep at a good time and wake up at a good time. Went to sleep at about, I'd say 11, and I woke up about 8:30.
That's really good.
Morning.
I noticed your sleep schedule's been better because you've been calling me at like 10:30 or like 11. 10,
Oh, I
11
was
in the
also
morning.
calling you because I needed to stay awake. No, my sleep schedule's been awful. I've just been
Oh.
forcing myself to not sleep.
Oh, I thought you
Until
said
I
you
got
went
to
to
the
bed
po-
at 11 and woke up at 8. So I was like, oh, that sounds good.
Oh, yeah, last night. The night before, I went to bed at 5:30 and woke up at 10.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Ew.
That was because I put myself to the exhaustion where I needed a nap, and I made the mistake of not setting an alarm. This was 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I had done a similar thing. So I went to sleep at like 8:30, and I woke up at 2:30 in the morning and needed a nap in the middle of the day. I still hadn't caught up on sleep, didn't set an alarm, and I slept for 4 hours, and it fucked everything right back up.
Oh yeah, you were.
So
telling me about
yesterday-
that.
Yesterday, I actively bit the bullet and just stayed extremely sleep deprived the whole day.
Yeah.
Like, I only stayed up as late as I did because Jaime was blessedly on chat, and I had someone to talk to for a little while to stretch out because it's we're in quarantine. If I don't have something active that I'm pressing to do, I can't keep myself awake. I have no motivation to stay awake aside from not wanting my sleep schedule fucked up.
Oh yeah, and also,
well, we'll put you to work, Isaac. Don't worry.
though
You can
unrelated,
come over to our houses and rake our yards and.
Bitch, I don't even clean my own house. Get the fuck out of here.
I mean,
So
you need something to do, right? Right?
So though unrelated, I finally beat FF7 Remake.
How was it? I hear it's
Dude,
amazing.
Dude, fucking.
No spoilers, please.
I will not.
Mr.
No. Yeah, I won't say anything.
Yeah, I just
I'll
have to
When
say
did you do the
Bro,
ending?
9 out of 10.
When did you get the ending?
Like an hour ago.
Oh.
Right before we start.
Yeah, right
A
before.
couple
we started.
hours ago. We've been in this stream for a while.
Yeah, it's been
it
2
says
hours.
2 hours.
Yeah,
on
2
it.
hours.
I think
And
are we officially
That's
done
just
with
as
the
we were
animated
streaming.
movies? By
We
the
were
way?
talking well
I was
before
trying to see if there's any other studios we missed. I couldn't find anything, so I was like, you know what?
Illumination, I guess.
Yeah, but I don't
Right?
think I've seen
It's
it.
just-
I don't
Despicable
really
Me
watch
1.
much.
I
there.
think I've only
about
seen
it.
Despicable Me 1. I don't think I've seen another one because I've never seen Hotel
I mean, there's been
Transylvania.
some that have been interesting that I've wanted
never
to see, but I
seen-
don't think I haven't even seen Despicable Me, so I've literally haven't seen one. I mean, I was interested in Life of Pets.
I haven't seen The Secret Life of Pets. I've not seen any of the Hotel Transylvania movies.
Oh yeah, those look cute.
Those
Yeah.
The
aren't-
first
I
one
hear
was
those are-
solid.
But
Those aren't Illumination.
So- they aren't? I thought they were.
No,
What are they?
or DreamWorks?
Give me a second.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are, baby.
Give me a second.
Okay. So you know what I found instead? Because I couldn't think of anything else besides Illumination. But I literally have seen so few movies. I can't
Sony.
even- It was what?
Sony Pictures Animation.
Oh, that's Sony. Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, but yeah, I've literally only seen one. So I guess that's the best and worst one. So at
Lake,
the same
I
time.
guess you can. Leica, I guess, has 2, 3.
Well, okay, we can all agree that the worst one is Minions. None of us
Yeah.
have seen it.
I mean,
Illuminations, yeah.
I guess it's fair.
None of us have seen it, but we don't need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't count them.
No, you do count, James. Is it good?
sorry,
Is it a 10
I
out of
didn't mean
10?
to talk over you.
What-
They said it's all right, but it's not like great. it's
Are you
not
sure
bad,
you
it's
didn't?
not-
You meant incredible, and it's like a solid 10 out of 10. Would Minions again?
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Would become middle. Would
Illumination's
share.
making the Mario
Would share
movie.
meme with a middle-aged woman.
which
Yes.
would
I
share
do
me.
that on a
So,
daily
Ron.
basis.
What's up, baby?
it's
I remember I did have a
they're
friend who
making the
legitimately
Mario movie. I forgot about that.
loved them.
That Illumination was.
Yeah, Ron.
Wait.
That's what I was thinking. I just didn't want to name names on the stream.
Mario?
Yeah, but like, there's a million fucking Rons.
True.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
I forgot about that. Illumination's making an untitled Mario movie in a few years.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting choice.
Okay, so what's the studio behind Lego Movie? And that's
Lego
I think
movie?
it's Sony as well.
Yeah, I think
Sony.
that's just Sony
And then-
Pictures.
Give me a second. I
so
looked at
Leica's
Sony.
done.
Really good.
I know they've done Kubo and the Two Strings. Did they do Paranormal? Norman? They did Coraline. Did they do? And did they do James and Giant Peach?
James and the Giant Peach is.
That's just a Spielberg movie.
No, I thought
Is
that.
okay.
That's
Wait,
a
it's
Tim Burton
on.
movie.
It's on Disney Plus. I think it's
That's
a
a-
Disney movie.
Is that a Tim Burton movie? Oh, okay.
Mm.
I don't think it's I think it's owned by Disney now, but I don't think it was a Disney
Give me a
film
second.
when it came out.
Well, I think he worked with Disney at the time.
No, Walt Disney Company, Walt Disney Pictures.
Oh, yeah, just
Yeah,
Disney movie.
it's a Disney movie.
All right, well there you
That's what
Same
I
with Nightmare
thought.
Before Christmas.
Yeah, same with
Yeah.
Before Christmas
Whereas
was
the
actually
director
owned by
is Henry Selick, and
Tim
it's
Burton.
not freaking
Yeah, which he did not work on.
producer. That's about it.
That's it.
Yeah.
No, that is it. He did not personally work on the film.
Who didn't?
Tim Burton. He did not work
That's
on
because
it.
he was working at Disney at the time.
No,
when
no,
he
no,
was doing.
No,
Oh.
I'm saying Tim Burton did not make Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, he did.
No,
he was
the
working
producer.
on it at the time,
No, I'm saying he didn't make
and he
it.
got
He's just the
sued by
producer.
Disney, and they took it from him. So that's why they gave him the producer position. Because when it first came out, it was called Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas, and then they sued him and took his
They still
property.
call it that.
But they've done that before.
I want
with
to clarify.
other
I want to
movies that
clarify.
he has
Still called
never
that.
been
Steven
involved in.
Spielberg has had a lot of movies that he himself did not make.
Yeah,
There are
and
a
I
lot
think-
of movies named Steven Spielberg's whatever.
You know,
And like, was it Nine always advertised as Tim Burton's like
Yes,
Nine? But
which
he
he
had
had
nothing to do with
nothing to do
directing
with the
that.
film.
It was a different. In fact, I think it was the same director that I thought.
Oh, it does
did.
say story by Tim
Nightmare.
Burton.
yeah, story
There you
by
go.
Tim Burton.
I'd be surprised if Tim Burton was not heavily involved, considering how much his
Oh, yes.
style
So
oozes
based
out of
on
that movie.
characters by
He
Tim
might have,
Burton.
but I know like
Okay,
a big
so-
sticking point for that a lot of people for that film. Not like the sticking point for the film itself, was just the fact that he quotes himself as being like this. He got his inspiration and like by making that film, and he essentially cites no one else for making it. It cites only himself, which he had no involvement. Like he didn't make the movie.
Yes. Okay, so I will give you this. So Leica's films are Coraline, Paranorman, Box Trolls, Kubo and the Two Strings, and Missing Link. That's basically kind of it. They did also kind
Apparently,
of do
Missing
Corpse
Link
Bride.
was good, and I didn't think that from the trailers. I have not seen
Really?
it,
Coraline's great.
Yeah, I haven't
Kubo's
seen
but
it.
pretty good.
apparently it
Coraline's great,
was good.
Kubo.
I've seen Coraline. That's the only one of those I've
I
seen.
don't want to see Coraline. though.
Okay, can I tell
It's
you
pretty
though?
good.
Interesting. You know what? You know which one of those was the highest grossing and probably made the most back on its budget? Box Trolls.
Box Trolls.
Box Trolls. Okay,
Yep.
gotcha.
Has anyone actually seen that?
Shot
Is
in
it
the dark.
good?
It is
Yeah.
very, very good.
No, actually, no. I'm sorry. Coraline made the most. Never mind.
Oh,
Oh, okay, well, yeah,
That
that
makes
makes
sense.
sense.
I thought it was
That's-
Box Trolls.
I would argue that's the best one of those.
Yeah.
I like Box Trolls more than I like Caroline.
yeah. I mean, Coraline's pretty whatever.
I love the
honestly.
fact they call her Caroline when it's an ongoing joke in the movie itself that people keep calling her Carolyn.
Whatever. The Button-Eyed Monster Lady movie.
Yeah,
that-
yeah.
Oh,
We know
I'm
what
not
you're talking
talking
about.
shit. I just kind of love that because it's something that's brought up in the movie several times. What was it? But I think it covers it for major American studios.
Yeah, I can't really think of any
Uh,
other ones. And Sony Pictures feels so like nebulous to me that I just would.
I
Be able to
honestly
really-
forgot they made anything other than
yeah, they made a
Spider-Verse.
handful.
Okay.
Me too.
Alright,
I didn't even know they made
will-
Spider-Verse. I couldn't remember that even.
I did know
What,
that, but that's
Sony-
just because I know Sony owns Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah, that
so
makes sense.
Sony Animation did Open Season, Surf's Up,
Oh.
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. The
I've heard that's
Smurfs,
really good.
Arthur Christmas, The Pirates Band of Misfits, Hotel Transylvania, Smurfs 2, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2, Hotel Transylvania 2, Goosebumps, which, why is that?
Yeah, only part of that
Listed.
movie is animated.
Yeah. Well, it does say Sony Pictures Animation.
I didn't even know
Anyway,
any of that movie was animated.
I didn't either.
yeah, the CG.
So I guess out of that list, I mean,
Yeah.
I've really only seen Spider-Man, but I've always heard good things about Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, and I've heard that Transylvania, I think we said before, is decent, cute.
The Emoji Movie.
Oh boy!
Yeah, I know.
So clearly they're a
About
studio of.
pedophile vampire.
Wait,
Oh,
Emoji
I-
Movie or Hotel Transylvania?
Hotel Transylvania is about a pedophile vampire.
How's
Ooh,
he a
do tell,
pedophile in the
How's he a
movie?
Oh, he's not. The girl that he gets at the end of the movie
Oh.
is literally 100 years older than him, and I'm pretty sure he's not even a legal adult.
Wait, Adam Sandler's movie is it? Or Adam Sandler's character isn't a legal adult?
No, Adam Sandler. No, the main character, the boy. In that
Oh,
movie.
Oh yeah, there's like a human and then
His-
like the main
yeah.
chick.
so
Mavis
it's
is like
kind
hundreds
of
of
like
years old
let
and
the right
he's
one
like is like 14.
Kinda, but more
Let
comedic.
me see.
Yeah, because it's a kids movie. Like it's 100.
No, I take it back. I take it back. He's 21,
mean-
so it's
I
I
just
completely
mean, let
looked
the
up
right
and it
one
was
in can
21,
be
yeah.
argued to be a kids movie. It stars a kid who's going on adventures with his awesome vampire girlfriend.
That's
Is
the second
awesome.
Yeah, he is 21 and she is 118 years old. So it's not as creepy as Twilight.
No,
What
but
you
Let's not
you
even
were
get
what
into
you
that.
didn't what did you
She
you didn't
is
find
legally a
anything
minor
wrong?
at the start of those movies, and he is definitely not.
Oh, what? Okay, that's not even the worst of
I
that
mean,
thing.
especially
You hear about the
vampire
thing with the
movies.
werewolf?
Oh no, I know about the baby.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't even want to
I'm
try
ju-
to talk about that.
You don't want to even try and justify it. You mean?
Yeah, I'm not even gonna say anything.
Wait, what about some baby?
Oh my gosh, it's Twilight.
Oh, okay. So there's this awful plotline in the last like book slash movie of Twilight that basically like werewolves do this thing where they like imprint on someone and they just fall in love immediately on first sight, and it can't really be changed. And he does it on Bella's newborn baby, who, granted, apparently ages at a super accelerated rate. Like she'd probably be like the equivalent of a 21-year-old by the time she's like 4 or 5. But fuck, she's a baby, dude.
No,
Yeah, no,
she will be
okay,
mine.
but
I
they
have
say
marked.
That's pretty
well,
much it.
Well, it's supposed to be a protective thing until they're older.
Yeah, but that's like
still creepy
like
as fuck.
that
That's
is
just
not. It
grooming
is
at that
not.
point.
It's really creepy. Yeah, it's grooming. Oh god.
I don't know. Bella gets pissed about it.
Yes,
she right in the film?
rightfully
As
As she
so.
writes-
Oh, she was pissed. Sorry, I thought you said she was okay with it. I was like, well, Bella's a terrible
No,
person.
you
so-
you've watched it, haven't you?
I read it.
You read it.
Actually.
You didn't watch it.
Yeah,
okay.
he was actually a fan.
So,
I
question.
was when I was like 12 and 13 and 14, man.
Yeah, what's up?
And then I started hate reading them.
How did she have the baby if the vampire's dead?
I don't know. It's
Van-
vampire.
that-
lore.
I would say that's vampire lore. Like
Vampire
that's not
logic,
even.
I don't
That's
know.
not even like Twilight making up its own vampire lore. Like that's just a vampire thing.
Yeah.
Vampires
They can
fuck.
do it.
Like that's a part of their character. Like thing. They have.
Yeah,
To,
yeah. Well, he's not saying fuck. He's not saying the fact that they fucked. It's the fact that he had the
Yeah,
he
yeah,
was
yeah.
able to make a living child.
yeah. No. That's there's half breeds. It's a thing. There's.
Yeah,
what,
that's
how do you,
true.
where do you
Half-breed
think
vampires
daywalkers
is a
come
thing.
from? Yeah.
Blade.
Yeah, it's Blade. Blade is literally a daywalker. That's what a daywalker is.
Vampire Hunter D.
Vampire Hunter D. Yeah, he's a daywalker too.
Oh,
I will say, in Twilight's defense for the pregnancy thing, they have an interesting take on the birth, in that it turns
hurts
out
really
giving
bad.
giving birth to a super strong baby is really dangerous and hurts fucking a lot. Dude, just being pregnant with it.
I mean,
yeah.
I am not
She
here to
went through hell.
argue Twilight's merits or lack
Oh no, I'm
thereof.
not either, but I will say that was an interesting thing that I don't feel
I
like
just
you
wanted to point
see
out
about.
pedophilia vampire joke because
Oh yeah, do it.
'Cause
I couldn't do it
vampires.
on Hotel Transylvania. Unfortunately, the guy was actually a legal adult.
Well, then,
They cover their
I
bases.
think our closing point. I found a list of what is considered the top 40 greatest animated films by an actual respectable website.
Why
What's
would we
website?
look at it though? If it's not Ranker, there's no point.
I could go to Ranker if you really want me to.
Don't
'cause
go
there's
to Ranker,
There's
no.
definitely a Ranker list.
No.
Let's do both.
Oh
Let's
God.
do both.
Very
Well, I mean, one has
contrast.
40, but all right, I'll save both. Hold on.
Oh geez.
This
So
one's
what's the website though? What website is the 41?
the Rolling Stones.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
They're-
I was thinking you were actually going to show an actual animation magazine website or something like that.
no, it's just like an actual respected magazine.
I was say I don't think Rolling Stone's even respected for music reviews anymore.
So
Probably
apparently
not, but
this-
like.
But I
see,
get
see
it.
if you could spot the problem. So last year, this movie theater had a list of great movies to go and watch,
Oh boy.
and the list reads as follows: Dumbo, Little, Captain Marvel, Unplanned, Shazam, Missing Link, Pet Cemetery, and Heck Boy.
They didn't
Good old-
even
I'd
say
go see
Hellboy.
I'd totally see. You know what? I did see Heck Boy, and you know what? Wasn't good.
What?
So
That's see that breaks my heart because I love Heck Boy, but like
Now
I
you're
was
just gonna
really
say it.
hoping that this would get good.
Everybody's just gonna call
then
it
someone
Hollywood's
Hellboy
giving
now.
me
Photoshop,
so
uh,
much good things movie wise
Someone,
in that.
someone
that
photoshopped
stuff.
Doug's face onto Hellboy at the bottom of this.
all right,
Wait,
so this
whose
is
face?
The Doge meme or Doge or however you want to
Doge.
say it.
Doge, Doge.
Doge.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So here is the
Yeah.
official ranker list for the best animated
No.
films
Go
of all
away.
times.
We
Number
don't
one
want ranker.
is respectable. I don't like it's Despicable Me. It's pretty good, so you know that's fair.
haven't
I
actually
don't
seen
think
that.
it's
number
That's-
one though.
That's an adequate movie
Yeah.
Or is that number 10?
This is number
That's
one.
number one.
Is
Ranker starts 1 and then goes down.
Oh, so 10's the best on theirs. Okay. That was my question. I was like, wait.
No, number one
no,
is the best.
no, 1's the best.
They just
Oh.
list it from descending order.
Number 1 downward.
So Despicable Me is their number 1 anime movie of all time.
Yes.
And you can't argue because it's voted on.
Yeah.
Oh God.
just like you can't argue on what.
Okay, well,
Whoever, literally anyone who goes on Ranker
Anyone
can vote.
go. I assume it's kind of that Despicable Me sounds more like the meme pick that made number 1.
Number
I mean, if
two.
it was that, then it'd just be Minions.
It's also true.
Was this before Minions?
No. This is
Probably
this
not.
this is you can always vote on any list they've released. No, this is
Oh, okay.
this is from last updated April 24th, 2020.
Man.
So number 2, which
people have spoken.
is fair. I'd put this at number 1. It's not my number 1, but The Lion King is still one of the greatest animated films.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, hard to argue.
Of all time.
I like how we got
Damn.
a stickler right off the bat with Despicable Me.
Damn, number 3, Big Hero 6.
Ooh, hard pass.
Like, I like that movie, but like that is
I
not.
do too, but I don't even think it's.
That is
I like that movie, but it's not
incorrect.
even top 10 worthy.
I like how we're more
Same.
mad at that than Despicable Me.
Because
Right, 'cause
Despicable
everyone looked
Me, especially amongst the wider audience, is really popular. Whereas Big Hero 6 it's such an okay movie.
Your foot in
I would
my
also
face.
argue, like I said, part of the Despicable Me is probably meme picking. Even though, yes, Minions exist.
Whereas Big Hero 6, I don't think is that. Big Hero 6,
Yeah.
No.
getting
Big Hero 6 is not good enough to legitimately be there, but not bad enough to be there as a joke.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly that.
Right, yeah. That. Number 4, also fair, Zootopia.
Zootopia is awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fair.
It's just a really good movie.
I don't know if it's it deserves to be that high, but yeah. Top 10 for sure.
It's
Will
definitely
anything
to
go
be
on
questioned.
here?
I don't think so.
Okay. And we'll have to
Number
go back and
5,
forth.
also very fair, Lilo and Stitch.
Lilo and Stitch. Oh my God! Yes,
Such
we need to
really
watch
good
that
movie,
again. I had to watch
Very
that.
solid.
Like, we need to watch
Yeah.
Lilo
that.
and Stitch? Yes.
Ranker,
Yes.
I expect worse from you. I'm
Lilo and
disappointed.
Stitch made me obsessed with Hawaii
Number
and
6, 101 Dalmatians.
Elvis. I don't actually like the anime. I like the
I
live
guess.
action.
Like
I
I,
I
don't
mean,
did
think
love
I've
that.
ever
I don't
seen
know
that.
that I put it top 10 though.
I
But
wouldn't
it was
even
a
put it top
favorite of
10.
mine.
Like it's decent. I was never
Yeah,
crazy
it's a
about
favorite of mine growing up.
it. No, this is
That's
another
why my
movie that I
favorite dog
really
is a
really
Dalmatian.
like, but it's nowhere near
But I
top
never
10 for
watched
me,
the-
and that's
It's weird
Hercules.
because I never watched the
Yeah,
animated
I
one.
agree.
I only
I
watched the
love that
live
movie,
action.
but I
That's
don't
right.
think it could be. I don't think it's top
I mean,
10.
Putting aside the thing, it has a number of actual movie problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's generally considered kind of the weakest of the classic Disney. It's one. Which
is
and Pocahontas
unfortunate,
are
'cause
kinda
I
considered
really
the two
like it.
weakest.
Yeah.
Same.
I
It's
feel
one of those
like it
things
is
where-
a mile better than Pocahontas.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I'd also
it's
argue a
usually
little
debate
bit better
between the
than Hunchback as well.
I've never
Uh,
seen Hunchback actually.
You've never seen Hunchback?
two. Hunchback's
No.
very
That's a
good.
good movie.
I'm told it's
Hunchback
very
is
good.
great, but it has the major Achilles heel of one overly sexualized minority girl, and which was a big problem people had with
Yeah, Frollo's
Pocahontas.
creepy.
I mean, at least it has
well,
plot relevance.
Yeah, big problem there.
Happened in the
But,
book too. But, yeah,
Isaac, can you speak again? Because I
What
think
was
you
it?
cut out. I don't know if you cut out
We can't hear you, dude.
permanently or not for me.
I heard
Is he
him.
talking?
Yeah, we all
Okay,
heard.
yeah, he cut out for me.
I can hear literally everybody.
Okay,
I mean, I
I'll
heard him. I just
try
I
to
didn't
jump
hear
out
what he
and in
said.
and hopefully, this
Oh,
will not-
sorry. I said Furlough is like that in the book,
As
and
well.
he does something really, really bad to the main lady in the book.
There's a book.
Oh, I'm sure. That's
Yes.
pretty much
Oh, there
Disney
we go.
movies in a
How
nutshell.
How did I never know there was a book?
Advertising disturbing source material.
I've also heard a lot of people are turned off by the gargoyles.
That's what I was
Oh yeah,
getting
because
to.
they're
I
they're
don't
just
know,
they're
they're
just
not-
not.
That's
funny.
the big thing. They're
And they're in a
they're
lot of the
obnoxious.
I
They're
don't know.
not
I
like
used to have
they're not the same kind of fun Disney mascot they were hoping they would be.
I don't know. I used
like,
to have
they
a
were really-
computer
They-
game.
They,
Yeah,
they were
sometimes
aiming
Disney-
for they were aiming for the hyenas and for
Yeah.
whatchamacallit,
They were
Genie.
aiming for Zazu or GD or Mushu.
No, dude, it's like the
Mushu
Wait,
came
when did
later.
Hunch?
they were
wait,
talking
when did
about
Hunchback come out?
they were supposed to be like the Cogsworth and the
Yeah.
Candle dude from like
Sebastian.
yeah, Sebastian from
No, Sebastian.
Beauty and the Beast.
No, Sebastian is Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid.
Sebastian's
Oh,
Crab.
sorry. Yeah, yeah.
You're talking
Cogsworth
about,
and
the Kindle.
General,
Yeah,
though,
what's the
like,
candelabra?
specifically
Oh,
in
fuck.
personality, they were
Lumiere.
really
Yeah,
going
Lumiere.
more for
That's his
the Lumiere. I could say they were going for, and
Okay, Hunchback came
the
out
hyenas in
96.
general.
Mushu, that kind of thing. Basically, they were going
Yeah.
for the cute, funny friend.
So,
But
with
unlike
a
in-
celebrity voice actor.
It did
Yeah.
come out
Unlike
after
with a
Lion
lot of
King.
the other ones, not all of them, but a lot of the other ones, the fun sidekick, cute animal sidekick, at least had a purpose.
Yeah.
In this
Like-
case, they were just there.
Yeah, they're just they add nothing to the movie. If
Now-
you remove them, nothing changes.
Speaking
Yeah.
of nothing
They're
to
the
the
muses,
movie.
but not as entertaining.
Speaking
They're
of nothing to the
filled,
movie,
but not plot relevant.
number 8
Yeah.
is Up.
Oh, my.
God.
I mean, I could see that. A lot of people
I
hold
could
in
see-
very
yeah.
high
Is this
regards.
list just
I could see
Disney
it too.
movies?
I personally wouldn't. Although my thing is, I feel like it's first 10 minutes. Yeah, that's probably top 10 worthy. But like the rest of the movie, no.
But then you have to watch the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that really enjoys the whole movie?
Yeah.
I'm not saying the movie's
No,
bad.
no.
I enjoyed the movie, but the movie is nowhere near. The rest of the movie is nowhere
probably
near as
because I like
strong
goofy
as that
things.
first 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's
And
just a weird,
that's a
goofy
problem
movie.
when you front load your
Ha.
movie with all the good scenes.
Goofy movie.
Mm-hmm.
Goofy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm wearing a Goofy movie shirt.
Number 9 also is actually fair. Monsters Inc. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I
wish
don't know
they
if
would have
top
made an
10,
actual sequel.
or like top 15.
I think that could
Like
be
I
considered.
feel like none of these. I feel like very few of these don't deserve to at least be in the conversation for top 10.
Exactly. Number 10 again. Yeah, Toy Story. Like
Oh
absolutely.
yeah,
I
definitely.
still say the second one's the
That
best
actually
one, though.
deserves to be probably higher on this list considering its contemporaries here.
Number 11.
I actually need to see it again because I wonder how much the actual first movie holds up.
Oh, it does.
It does. Like
It
you have to
does.
give back the old animation a bit, but like it's
Well,
still
yeah.
really
Oh, no,
good
it
movie.
doesn't look.
It's
It really
literally
doesn't
the
look
very
that bad for
first
being made in
feature-length
like
3D animated film, so you kind of got to give it
95,
some.
was it?
Like,
Did that come out 95?
you got to give it a bit of
Wait,
space
from
there.
It has the it's 95.
Yeah.
The year's listed.
I thought.
Number 11, The Incredibles. Yeah, great movie, man.
Oh yeah, I would argue that should be in the top 10.
That's another movie. Like I said, the only complaint I can have about it is it visual. Like you have to look past the 04 CG, but like
I don't think
3D
it is.
And even
animation.
then, I don't think the 04
Even then,
CG
yeah.
is that bad. It's not like Toy
12,
I
Land
really
Before
don't
Time.
think
Great
Toy
movie.
Story has that bad
Yep.
of computer animation.
Number 13, How to Train Your Dragons 2.
I wouldn't put that above 1, but that's fair.
No.
2's still very good, but it has a villain whose power is screaming, so you know.
Did you turn the air on?
I did, because it's 75 in here.
Open up the windows again. You can leave it on.
Shit's going down.
Number 14 is Frozen.
Frozen.
I think it's okay,
I actually think that should be higher.
but like yeah,
Frozen is
a lot of
awesome.
people love it. I thought it was okay.
Who's all
Like
seen
I was
Frozen
never
2?
crazy about it. Frozen 2 was okay. I think that one it was pretty much just Frozen with more problems. That was very, very pretty.
Oh
Like, the
no,
visuals
Michael!
are
No, Michael! Oh, he came back. Welcome back.
I blame Tayshawn's internet.
crazy. I also blame Chase
Did he
on
get
it. Number
Oh, my
15.
phone.
Okay,
When you leave.
this is gonna be mean to Ashley
Oh no.
because she loves this movie,
What?
but I don't
I'm
think
scared.
I don't think at all it deserves to be as high as number 15. Howl's Moving Castle.
How's
It's good.
Beautiful.
It is a
You're
good
right. It doesn't
movie.
deserve to be number 15. It
It
deserves to be higher.
higher.
No,
yeah.
it does not deserve to be higher.
I
Howl's
really
Moving
like
I think
Castle
15
is
is
a
actually
weak
Also,
perfectly
if
movie.
we're
happy
counting
with.
Ghibli, this whole list is already wrong.
Get like
For
for
our
Ghibli
purposes,
movies, I
yeah.
feel like Howl's is a weaker movie. I think it is very good.
It's so-
I'd put it. I'd
still
consider it for the top
one of the three strongest
25.
movies.
Yeah, same.
For
But
the
like,
longest time, it was the only Ghibli movie I ever saw.
I would argue it's
top-
not.
I still haven't
well,
seen
I'm
that
trying
many
to
Ghibli
think.
It's considered like the
I think
whole, one of
15
the
I
holy
think-
trinity of fucking.
I think 15
Is
is
it?
an
I thought
adequate
it was
spot for
no.
it.
The Holy
Yeah.
Trinity is Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke, and My Neighbor Totoro.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Not
Fair.
from pretty much anyone I've talked to.
Like,
it is always
I've never
Spirited
seen
Away,
My
I
Neighbor
feel like
Totoro.
the Holy
or
Trinity
House
is
of
always a
Castle.
variation on those.
That's fine, but like
Well,
I'm just
depending
telling
on
you.
what gets the
Totoro
most
is considered,
merchandise.
yeah,
no.
My Neighbor
In
Totoro is considered a
merchandise-
classic.
Okay. If you're going from a
Uh,
merchandise standpoint, it's Kiki and Totoro.
God, Kiki was so good. I finally rewatched that. That is an incredible movie. That's like my
Okay,
number
so
3 favorite.
my Miyazaki
Actually, it's my
said
number
I
two.
have
Finally
not
watched
You know
seen
what?
that.
Kiki.
Fuck it. That's my number 2 favorite
That's
Ghibli
a good
movie.
movie.
I like it more than I like
I don't know why
Spirited
I
Away.
never saw Kiki's Delivery Service.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's
Spirit Away's
good.
really good, but I've
I
watched it
finally
so
watched
many
Spirited
times it's
Away,
hard for
and
me
I-
to really
I
like
know why I didn't see it before.
feel
But number
wowed by it
16 is
anymore.
Aristocats.
I hate Aristocats.
Oh, for 16?
Really?
It's boring.
Ooh.
Like, we've passed. No, not that. I mean, like, we've passed up like half the Disney Renaissance.
Yeah,
Yeah, Aristocats
Like-
is.
Aristocats is so boring.
Yeah.
I hate it.
it's very.
I watched
okay.
it for the first time like
I
a
don't
year
like the
ago
movie.
because I was like, oh, this is
I'm not
literally
rewatching
like
Thinking
an
like
hour
a
long.
Disney Dark Ages movie.
And I think it was right before
Another-
that.
Number
another
17,
Disney
Lady
animated
and the
movie.
Tramp.
Yeah, I hate that movie too. It's boring.
Ooh, I haven't
It's
seen
boring.
it,
That one
but
is
that feels
very
like a
boring.
weird
It's
pick
It's got the
boring.
Pescetti
Chris.
scene.
for this
That
half
is cute.
list.
That's
That's
the only scene
about
I
it.
like.
Oh, Muriel.
I don't like that movie.
The things I do for Pescetti.
Where's Oliver and Company's
Oh my
act?
god, courage. Things I do. What was that again? This thing?
What's up?
Love. The
Pescetti.
things I do
Pescetti.
for love.
Things
That's
I do
good.
for
No, I was trying to do the actual line. I couldn't remember. Love. There you go.
I like how you couldn't remember love. The things I do for that thing you like people.
I didn't really watch Courage a lot.
Fuck.
As a
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it. No, fuck. The things I do for fuck.
The things I do for fuck. Ooh.
I
Just
never
ew to
really
that whole
watched Courage a
situation.
lot. I wasn't like the biggest fan.
number-
It's alright.
Things I do to smash.
Oh, by the way, what was 12 through 13? I think I missed
Number
those.
18 is Pocahontas.
Also
Pocahontas.
still wrong.
Yeah.
Now we're getting into the ranker shit I like to hear.
Oh man, number 19. Before the first one, we have Shrek 2.
I
I
don't
mean,
think Shrek 2 was
that's
better
actually
than the
a
first
fair
one.
debate whether or not
Yeah.
2 or 1 is better.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much of one.
I like 2 better.
It's a very common debate. Shrek 2 has a
Another-
lot of good qualities.
Another
I mean,
great
I like the
video.
first
It's just
one too.
after that where they
Yeah, no, they should have stopped
randomize and how
after
good or bad they are.
Yeah.
They should have stopped
Another
after the
great-
20, The Fox and the Hound.
There did not need to be like
Thing with
5
Shrek
movies.
is apparently the
Alright.
music.
It's cute, I guess. 21's
Yeah.
Finding Nemo.
Oh,
I think that's fair.
Give me a second. I'm gonna look at how many Shrek movies.
I
there
mean,
are.
I'd argue.
we already know
you
this list
definitely
is
could
terrible
have.
at this point.
You definitely could have
Barely
an
any of
argument that it
Pixar
needs to
in
be
here,
higher.
and Pixar was like agreed to have the best movies.
I think you can
Yeah,
argue
then
that
you
it
got,
can
like,
be higher,
Minions,
but me
Happy
personally,
Feet,
I feel like 20 feels
Princess
It's a
and
good
the
movie.
Frog.
I
How
like
did
that.
Minions beat out How to Train Your Dragon 1 and Shrek 1?
The Prince of Egypt.
Because it's Ranker.
Finding
Yeah, that's
Dory.
adequate.
Oh
How did
no.
Finding Dory make it on this list?
And number
Hey,
27,
it's not that bad.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, that's the ranker shit.
And then number 28. Man, these two, number 27 28, are like what would be my number 1 and number 2 movies. It's Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and then The Emperor's New Groove.
Oh,
Like, Emperor's New Groove is my favorite Disney movie. And
Threw off my groove.
fucking just rewatching it, it is
Yeah,
the
we
best
watched it,
Disney
like-
movie.
I
It's
will give you an alternative
last
to
week?
rewatch it. The best rewatching experience you can have.
watch it in Spanish.
Yes.
Yeah, it was Adam and I's idea to do that. That's when we started
you there
showing
that day?
everybody. Yeah, it was.
I've almost wanted to do that with
And then
Coco, just 'cause on
we've had
Disney
every
Plus.
like there was like 2 groups.
I remember being Adam. I remember being at Adam's house. That's why I remember Adam was there.
yeah.
Yeah,
and
it
we
was
were
at
watching in
Adam's place.
Spanish. It's amazing.
And deciding we should watch it through, but watch it in Spanish.
Yeah, myself and Tay were there too.
What about when we watched Hercules in Spanish?
That was kind of funny.
Ooh, that was
but
good.
but no, in Emperor's New Groove, man, that shit hits different when it's in Spanish.
It does.
Wow, 29.
So does
The
The Lion
Sword and
King.
the Stone.
I've never actually seen that. I
The
need
fuck,
to.
people.
Then Moana, Robin Hood. Robin Hood's good. I think people
I haven't
overlook
seen
that,
that
one a
one
little too
either.
much.
I haven't seen that one either, so.
Tarzan. Sleeping Beauty.
Tarzan's
Sleeping
awesome.
Beauty is fucking boring. I'm gonna be
You know
perfectly
what?
honest.
For loving
Haven't
Disney,
even seen it.
I hate all the old movies like that. Like the
Lego
first
movie.
Lego movie's really good.
Man, there's Coco.
I think we can end the stream here. We're all disappointed.
No, we
Well,
have
then
one
I
the
think
other
I
one.
at least want to read the top 10 of the other list then.
Okay, go for it.
For Rolling Stones. Because maybe they might have a better one.
I need to
So I
stop
won't
have
read
such
all
good-
40
we have such
for
faith in
those
them.
Standing here.
I'm just going to do top 10.
Let's
Why are they
stop.
separated into fours? That's such a... No, they're separated into threes. That's such a weird system.
Especially when there's 40 of them.
Save and
Well, I'm going to go to 10.
there we go.
Alright. I don't know this movie. Number 10, The World of Tomorrow from 2015.
World of Tomorrow, I think, is a
Huh. I'm gonna look it up because
That's not. That's Matt at best.
Meh at best. Okay.
I don't think I've seen it, so I can't comment.
I hadn't really.
I haven't heard Michael in a while. Is he still coming in?
I'm still.
I have not
think
heard
I'm-
him either.
No. God damn it.
Man, no wonder I didn't hear him talk about the Hercules. in
Okay,
Spanish,
I'll leave
because
and come
that was
back.
at his house.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was his housewarming party.
Number 9, Street of Crocodiles from 1986.
The fuck.
Never heard of it.
Man,
Apparently a stop motion movie.
this is like motherfucking Watch Mojo's new anime shit.
Avant-garde.
Yeah,
There
right.
we go. There's mine.
There's Michael.
there you are.
Number
This is-
8.
Yeah,
May-
sorry, I didn't realize you guys couldn't hear me.
It's fine.
We didn't realize it either.
We were.
Oh,
I
my
was.
thing's
I
solid.
was just surprised that you
What
weren't
was the
talking
last thing you
shit about.
heard?
We didn't hear you say a single thing during the ranker list.
What?
Yeah, no.
Damn, I did because I really man because I even thought I heard Isaac actually agree with me on certain things as I was saying it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I think you were here
'Cause I
for
was
the
wondering
first
why you
feed.
didn't
Yeah, like the
say
first.
anything about
Like I
Hercules in
think.
Spanish.
Yeah, you were there for like the first 5, I think, at most. No.
5 or 10.
Oh well, because a lot of my stuff was like Finding Nemo at 20. I was like,
Yeah. Yeah. We
yeah,
didn't,
that's fair. Like I think there's definitely an argument for it to be higher up, but personally, yeah, I'd probably put it in the 20s.
Yeah, I agree, but
Yeah,
yeah,
we did not
we
hear
didn't hear
that.
that at all.
Nope. Not at all.
Okay, yeah, wow, I was cut out for a long time. Shit.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't even notice. Thanks, guys.
Thought you
Well,
were
how are
being
we
quiet.
supposed to tell you?
Yeah.
When am I quiet?
That's a fair point. Number 8 is The Nightmare Before Christmas.
That movie's so boring.
Ooh, Isaac
Wait,
and
how did we
Chris
get to
already
8?
hate
I
this
feel
list.
like
that movie is
I missed a
overhyped
few.
and boring.
10 was the world.
9 was the
and
crocodile.
Whatever. 9 was the crocodile thing.
Streets of Crocodiles.
Oh yeah, we're going. Sorry, we're descending order. All right.
Yeah,
There's
7.
order.
So, okay, you know what? 7, fair, and I'm shocked no one brought this up. The Iron Giant.
Oh my god, I need to rewatch that movie.
Fuck. Who made the Iron Giant? What studio? Actually, is that
Ki-
Spielberg too?
Uh,
Ghibli.
We're
Pixar.
about to say Ghibli.
Wait, oh no.
Wait, who?
Director
Pixar.
Brad Bird is responsible for 2 of Pixar's biggest moneymakers, The Incredibles, Ratatouille.
It's the
Yeah.
guy who made
Yeah, even his animated
Incredibles,
colleagues
but what
would say that.
studio is this?
Yeah, apparently
Warner
it's,
Brothers.
it's Warner Brothers Pictures.
Warner
Oh,
Brothers.
dude, actually, we haven't talked about Warner Brothers. About I don't know very many movies anime. I always think
Let's-
about.
Oh yeah,
It's
like
Cats
the
Don't
comic
Dance
book
is
one.
one of them. Cats Don't Dance
Oh,
was
okay.
Warner Brothers picture.
No, that was
That's what happened.
Turner
They just
Animation.
got
That was
smothered
Turner
in their bed
Animation?
early.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
it went bankrupt.
Oh,
Yeah, it went
They got
bankrupt pretty
smothered
quick.
in their American weeb shit.
Yeah.
Warner
But
Brothers.
but yeah.
in their crib.
The Iron Giant is an incredible movie, though.
All right,
Oh,
let's
incredible! It's the best Thanksgiving movie
see. Why Thanksgiving?
Because it's
because they always have
Thanksgiving takes place in
marathons
it.
like at Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
That's
All
it.
right, let's
But they also,
see.
but that's also they've always like for the longest
Superman.
time they marathoned on Thanksgiving. So that's what I associate it with.
That's also why he references Superman, by the way, because Warner Brothers had a deal with DC Comics.
Oh.
Man. Yeah.
Great fucking.
All right, what's next?
Number 6, also fair, Wall-E. I know
Yeah.
you said you hadn't seen it.
I
but, like,
haven't
it's
seen
really
it.
Good.
At all.
Wally's
I
one of
mean-
those movies where
Why?
I admit that it's very good, but it never after the first viewing or two it just doesn't.
It
Do
wasn't
anything
that
for me.
good shit, bro.
Nah.
I hate that
Damn.
a lot of the movies that came out like right before while I was in high school, like I didn't see because it was in that weird transition period, like your parents don't take you to movies anymore. And you just don't see the movies. So I didn't see a lot of Disney movies around that time.
I think Wally's really good for the reason that it tells an amazing love story without any dialogue.
That's true.
And that's like,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
crazy how well it does it.
He says Wally.
Yeah, they just say their like
Wow.
respect.
Nothing
Ah.
intelligible.
Right, yeah, they're not talking to each other. It's
Does
just
Eve say
based
her
on
name?
no,
I didn't think she talked.
no. She,
How do we find out her
She
name,
says
then?
Wally and makes beeping and like different sound effects.
How do we find out her name?
Because I think they read it off of her.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay.
Eve? Yeah.
okay. I
Number
need to watch
5, Duck Amuck from 1953.
What the hell is this list?
Is that an
Man,
old
we are
Donald Duck
fucking
one?
stretching.
I don't
Wait,
know.
is that... Or, like, is that like one of the Daffy Duck ones where he's with fucking Elmer Fudd?
A deconstructionist masterpiece in the form of an anarchic romp, or is it the other way around? Chuck Jones, epical short subject, tears
Ooh, it's a
down
Chuck
the
Jones
fourth
thing.
wall,
All right,
shreds
it's
it,
probably
and
animated
dances
really
in
well.
the confetti.
Oh,
When you
What's it
watch it
called?
as a child, the antagonism
Duck 'em
between
Duck
Daffy
'em.
Duck and his largely off-screen animator is a
okay, here
hoot.
we go.
Oh, it's the
Oh
Daffy
my
Duck
God,
short
that's
of when
beautiful.
he's
That
dealing with the
one.
the
Yeah.
off-screen animator
Yeah.
who turns out to be Bugs.
Oh my
Okay.
god, I forgot about
You
that.
know
That's
what?
Okay, but
awesome.
why is that on a list of movies?
I don't
It's
know.
a short
It might have
film.
been released...
It's
the only
a
thing I
short
think of is it
film.
might have been released as an animated short film instead of, like... Back in the day, Looney Tunes and Disney was that way. Like,
Yeah, it was released in
you know,
theaters
up-
and short films.
up-
Yeah,
Yeah,
it wasn't really up until, I think, especially color TV became a big thing.
in the
that they were-
'60s.
Yeah.
So that might be why. That's also, yeah, I agree, a bit the pretentious picks. But I will stand that is one of the best animated shorts of all time.
Yeah, it's very good.
But no, I wouldn't put it on this list.
I wouldn't put it on a
f-
movie list though. That's
Yeah,
like very,
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
that feels very. It's technically a movie, so I'm technically right.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah,
Uh,
that's not the spirit of this list. Come on.
Number 4, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs from 1937.
It was 37, I thought it was 38.
Now,
I guess
I'll
you
say
gotta pay
it's a
tribute to the
very,
first.
it's a
Yeah.
very important movie.
It's a very.
But
boring
holy
as
shit, is
hell.
it fucking boring.
I do not like any of the old like Disney movies like that.
I will also say
I don't.
maybe this is
Yeah, I
maybe not.
agree.
Excuse me. It's also honestly for me like a very pretty movie.
Really, what?
Pretty.
Oh, very pretty movie.
I
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
art. I do
it's-
like the
it
art
still
direction
looks
of that movie.
nice.
I mean, it's a fantastic use of rotoscope.
Absolutely.
Really?
But like, rotoscope would be used so
Yeah.
much better in.
The entire movie is rotoscope.
No, I know.
I guess I don't
meant
quite understand
later
what
films.
rotoscope is in this.
Rotoscope is having a live action actor perform, actually do a performance and
and then
animating
you
on
animate-
top of
Oh, that's
it's
what
basically
rotoscope
like what
was.
mocapping is now.
Yes,
Okay.
but like
Yeah, it
way
was a
way more
precursor to
archaic.
mocap.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dude, that I'll say the old animated Hobbit movie and like Fire and Ice, that shit is dope.
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
That- I forget who that director is, but he did all of those, and he was the master of rotoscope filming.
Are you talking about Hobbit or Lord of the Rings?
Both. He did both of those pictures.
The animated ones
Yeah, the animated ones.
from
They're
like the 80s.
entirely shot in rotoscope on
70s
for
or 80s.
they were all TV movies. He did Fire and
That's-
Ice as well.
Ralph something.
Yeah, it's something like that. Number 3 is 1940s Fantasia.
Fantasia!
Ah.
Sorcerer
This is-
Mickey!
I've never seen Fantasia.
I haven't seen
I
it
have.
either,
It's
but I
cool.
hear it's very
Sorcerer
pretty,
Mickey.
but like it's not really great as a
I think
movie.
that's the only part I
It's
actually
the type
know.
of movie you smoke
is
a
Sorcerer
bunch of weed
Mickey.
and then watch.
That sounds
That's
delightful.
the
actually.
only. That's the only thing I know.
Number 2, Spirited Away. I mean, it's fair.
Okay,
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
that's good.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Now number 1,
Uh oh.
the greatest animated film of all time
I don't
from
like
the
the way
Rolling
you're
Stone
saying that.
is Fantastic Mr. Fox from 2009.
This is the most pretentious list I've ever heard.
Yeah.
I think pretentious is a good word.
I don't think. You...
Pretentious is a perfect word for this.
I mean, to be fair, I think my
This
cousin
list oozes-
cousin would agree with
This
me.
is like my energy, but even more powerful. This list oozes. I know better.
Yeah. You guys need to check this shit out because clearly you haven't. I know you haven't heard of it, but this is actually what you should have been watching this whole time. I know.
That-
I went to film school.
I took a film class once. Thank you.
No. I wasn't making
I
fun
know
of you.
all
I was
about
saying I was
Edgar
making
Wright.
fun of.
No, I know.
I'm also making fun
oh
of
my
film
God.
students, but like that definitely was what this sounded like. Was a lot of
I
picks
really
felt
want. I
like
really want to. I want to go to film. That asshole in film college who just likes Marvel movies.
I saw the Marvel movies and they were pretty dope, so I figured I'd come make
okay,
Look,
some.
I
Isaac.
understand that Baby Driver's a visual masterpiece, and that Godfather Part 2 is the best movie of all time. But you're all wrong. It was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
So
And
Isaac,
here's
can I
why.
tell you?
Movie.
I think you would
It's a dope
absolutely love this if you don't know about this. That same Lindsay Ellis chick I was telling you about has a series of.
I've told you multiple times. I watch Lindsay Ellis.
Oh, sorry. So you know about her Transformers film analysis series.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of fucking love that, no matter what, man.
She break down the spectacularness of those movies. Also, another
Dude,
fucking movie.
It's a 5-part series where she takes actual film criticism stuff, like the female gaze in film, and applies it to the Transformers movies because she just really likes Transformers.
Well, that part's fair.
It is kind of amazing.
It brings it to fucking one of the like most belated like fucking generic blockbuster series of all time.
Oh yeah. It followed the good old 80s trend of we had one good movie, let's make more bad ones.
They're making another one.
Yeah, they're about to make another one.
It's like
I
a
hear
prequel?
Bumblebee was actually okay though.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Like
That's
Bumblebee.
because it
Yeah.
wasn't
I didn't
done
see
by
it.
Michael Bay.
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah,
that one
Michael
wasn't
Bay is
him.
a
Which, funny
He's a
enough,
director.
Michael Bay,
apparently.
technically an auteur filmmaker.
What?
What?
Do you know what auteur filmmakers are?
No.
No.
So an auteur filmmaker is someone like Francis Ford Coppola or Steven Spielberg, or basically a director, usually a director who makes a lot of what we call like kind of really well done prestige films that has a specific directing style.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Like,
as a visual director, Michael Bay
he's-
is fantastic.
That's
As
exactly
a
it.
visual
If you're
director.
watching, but here's the thing: basically, an
Explosions.
auteur filmmaker, an auteur
He
director
likes
is
those slow
basically
motion shots.
when you watch an auteur director, you know it's their vision. For instance, Kojima,
Well,
from
then
Metal Gear Solid,
Michael Bay still
he's
produced that.
considered an auteur video game maker.
That's fair. he
Like,
has
it's
one
almost
style
sort of
in
like-
it. Man,
yeah.
I don't like it.
Most of the time though, when you hear the term auteur filmmaker, it's usually in the context of like all-time great, really good stuff. The person, we're talking.
You are talking to a bunch of hicks who watch anime.
I mean, true.
You're watching a
Well,
bunch
I'm
of
not even talking that. I'm
Yankees and-
talking Spielberg and shit.
I mean, I'm just saying, like,
I know.
fancy
but,
words
I'm
like
just saying.
auteur
Oh
mean
my goodness,
nothing.
It ain't
okay.
that fancy.
So
Most
I
people
was
know what
just
that
looking
means.
at Bumblebee.
But
I don't. I'm
Yeah.
Nor
sorry.
do
The
I.
guy-
And I actually have taken film classes.
The guy
I
who
didn't
pay
directed
attention.
Bumblebee actually directed Killers
Um,
2 Strings.
Anyway,
It was only
that's the
one
big
semester.
joke, is that you could basically kind of lump Michael Bay in with a director like Steven Spielberg in terms of what usually is a term of quality.
The problem with Michael Bay is, as an actual writer or creative mind in terms of storytelling, he's terrible, and he's also pretty
Yeah.
fucking sexist.
Ooh, actually, I feel like you can also put Zack Snyder in that list
Oh God.
Oh, he's-
of like auteur filmmakers who are kind of.
Ah, yes, the sky is a vague puke yellow orange, so Zack Schneider. Like,
Wake up,
yes,
sheeple.
he does paint all of his skies vaguely shitty yellow orange.
I actually want to have this debate with Steiny because I want to see if his head would explode.
No. He's a pretentious film critic too. He would totally know exactly what you're talking about.
No, I'm talking about the idea of me comparing like in the same.
Oh
breath.
yeah, no, this is actually
That's what
why.
I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
that's the best part.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I would love to have a debate about film quality with Steiny, because I have completely mediocre taste in film.
Same. and he
I
has a
like
very pretentious
Marvel movies
taste.
because they fun.
Same.
Yeah, same, dude.
Oh, I would expect very little else of Steiny. Like, good old Steiny. Steiny is probably the most pretentious person I know when it comes to most things. And I am including myself.
I love talking with them. I will say, well, Steiny's dope music.
Oh, I
He's
never
turned me on
said
some
he
dope
had
fucking bands.
bad taste in any regard. I just said he was pretentious, which he is.
True.
And he would probably agree to.
I know. Can someone get Steiny on the phone? Where's Steiny?
I could, but he doesn't want to be on stream.
Why not?
That's
What a
fair.
fucking coward.
He's been on stream once, but he didn't want his voice played. He'll probably be
I
on
mean,
again at some point.
I get it.
Yeah, I get that.
He says
If
he
not for
doesn't.
the fact that I stopped giving a shit that I was on stream, I would probably feel the same.
Oh no, the only reason he doesn't is because he knows he'll say something stupid.
No, I feel that entirely.
Same energy.
Shit, there's sometimes where we'll do like a list, like for instance the Kenshin thing, where I was like, do I want to be on stream saying I like Rurouni Kenshin?
Hey,
Okay,
just
come on,
because-
man. I keep
just
saying
because
the
something you like-
the creator does not mean that you support what the creator
Exactly.
does.
I mean, I agree, but some people
I mean, there's
are
actually a
not
lot
that.
of
There's a lot of
argument
people,
for
yeah,
that. There is a strong argument for supporting the economic welfare of a terrible person. And supporting
I mean,
their
at
series.
this point, he's in prison, and I don't know
no,
how
he got
much-
stuck with a fine. He's completely fine. No pun intended.
Well, I would say, well, fine is one thing.
I mean, he got a, he got a big fine, but he's also pretty fucking wealthy, if I remember right. So, I remember like his net worth being like low millions,
Oh wow,
and the fine was like 200,000.
Well, I mean,
that's
when
pretty
you really-
impressive.
it makes
Most
sense,
mangakas
though.
don't
I
make a
mean-
whole lot of money.
Yeah, but Rurouni Kenshin was a huge.
Yeah, that was a massive success.
Yeah, I guess
That
that's
is still
fair.
fucking selling, and it's still talked about today. It's
That
been
was-
like 25 years.
That's fair. That was one of the big, like,
Well, it did
in terms
have,
of if
like,
you're looking
some
at big
live-action
threes,
movies.
like the big three of the '90s was really like Kenshin and Yu Hakusho and
Dragon Ball
One.
Z, would you think?
no
Or
Z
would you say
was
more
Z was the 1980s.
Okay.
No, I
I've
would
never
argue
seen
Z
the
for
80s.
this because Z
No,
aired
Z didn't
primarily
really,
in the
yeah, I was
90s.
about to say Z. I feel like Z was more of a '90s in terms of like people interacting with it.
Well, in the
Uh,
U.S. especially, but like in
Yeah.
Japan, I mean,
It aired
it
in
ended in
'89 though.
it ended in what '92?
I mean,
95.
yeah. So it spent more of its time in the '90s than the '80s.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah, so-
95 to '96, yeah.
Because
Or no, no, no,
'96 was
it ended
a
in
GT.
'95 and '96 was the
So
entire
what-
year it ran.
What would have been your What would have been your third pick though that you were gonna say when we didn't?
Oh, that's
before
what I was trying to think
Dragon
of. I
Oh.
didn't think
Yeah,
of it yet.
I would think that's a pretty good three.
Maybe
for,
no.
like,
Yu-Gi-Oh
big
started 2000
Wait.
ish.
Well, I don't know. I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh! You just have to lump in with
I
the big
mean-
three of Yu-Gi-Oh!, Digimon, and Pokemon, though. Of like
the big three childhood shows.
the big three
Right.
childhood shows that were really just tie-ins for a game of some kind.
Digimon was so
actually,
popular, it spawned different games aside from the one it was actually made to support.
yeah, the
What was it
Tamagotchi
made to
games.
support?
Tamagotchi.
Yeah,
I
Tamagotchi
never
games.
knew that. I
Yeah,
thought it
Digimon was
its own
supposed to
IP
be-
a game.
No, they wanted to
Oh.
compete with Tamagotchi because it was such a popular thing, so they wanted to make their own digital pet simulator like thing.
They actually made those, though.
Yeah, the Digivices. They
Yeah.
made the Digivices,
Yeah.
and they were just Tamagotchis essentially.
That makes sense, but like, wow, because like I said, I just assumed it was we want to get a piece of the Pokemon pie.
No,
That-
actually, the
No.
Pokemon.
If you look at the production schedule, they couldn't have overlapped.
Yeah,
Like,
What do you
I'm
mean,
sure it had some like
Overlapped?
like
Oh,
the timing
it
is
was
way
June.
off for them to
like-
be related in any way to what their developments were.
Digimon came out too close to Pokemon to have been majorly swayed. I'm sure there was
I got
marketing
ya.
choices made to
Yeah.
to bank off of Pokemon, but it
But
only
not the
came out
entire
like
series.
the anime came out
Yeah.
less than a year later.
Okay.
Like
Basically, the series could not have been spawned off of like seeing
Specifically
Pokemon
Pokemon's-
and being all like, "Oh, we need to do that."
Yeah, because at that point it was just a video game, a big video game, but arguably I feel like the anime did more to popularize the game, to popularize that franchise than
That
anything.
seems very likely, yes. Whether that is true or not, I can't say, but
Me
but,
either, but I just feel like most people at
yes,
least got a taste of it from the anime first.
Yeah. I mean, in the U.S., 100%. In Japan, I can't.
that's what
I
I
have
meant.
no
Digimon came out in
clue. Which is
99.
where like most of Pokemon's revenue comes from is
Or
Japan.
97.
Does it though? Because like
Yeah, no,
isn't
it gets
like
a lot of money
the single
now
most,
from like.
I was about to say, is it like now the single most valuable property in the world?
I mean,
Like highest grossing.
honestly, I mean, it's probably up there at the very least. If it's not,
I'm pretty
it's
sure
probably
I'm
really
pretty sure
high.
it is like the number one like IP.
Yeah, I could
terms
see
of,
that
like,
being very
sales.
likely.
If it's not that, it's probably Disney.
Honestly, yeah, I have no idea, but it would definitely, if not number one, it's number 2 to 3. I don't think it
Yeah.
falls any lower than top 3.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
But so we starting 2 o'clock tomorrow then?
Yeah, that's the plan.
I will try to have 4. Try.
I thought we had 4. I thought you had 4 already.
I had 2.
I feel like one of mine is also on James's list, unfortunately.
Yeah, I had 2, and one
I'm
of
pretty
them is
sure we
probably on
all
someone
have
else's list.
overlapping ones, and we're gonna have to kind of
We'll
play
figure
who
it
gets
out.
there first.
Yeah, we'll figure it
Yeah.
out.
I got
Sure.
one good one.
As
And
I
then
put
one
in
that-
our chat, which I know the people watching the stream can't see, I did include some like caveats of we could also include just animation in general.
Oh,
Since,
you're right, Isaac. I did have 2 other ones, but they're very
Oh.
popular. Sorry, Zach.
They're very popular.
I'm bad at that. The 2 I picked are so popular that I can't imagine I would be the only one to bring them up.
Oh, I'm sure. Like, well,
Two
I
of
mean, all of mine actually.
honestly,
aren't
arguably
crazy
all 4 of
popular.
them, but one of them I think would be the least likely.
But anyway, that is a discussion for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I want to get some food before I go to bed, so.
So with that, guys, the big thing to remember from this dump is absolutely the fact that don't play Star Wars Bounty Hunter. It's not a good game.
That's the takeaway.
Yeah. Oh,
Alright.
and of course, even more important, like the most important thing, go see Ramen Rider on his stream because he plays games like FF14 and he's part of the channel, and you should support him too.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Because you know, he's literally like become the like 4th man of the Garbage Gang, so we wanted to support his channel as much as we can.
Who are the other 3?
Who are the other 3? I mean, myself, Tay, and Isaac, more than likely. We're on the most videos, period. I've been in all but 3, and Tay was in those 3. Though Tay has missed out on a couple, like outside of that.
Yeah.
Isaac's been in a fuck ton, but like
I'm getting there.
before, yeah, you're starting to get there, yeah. On, but you know, I haven't seen him in a while.
He dropped off the face of the earth.
He's been busy, mostly with FF7,
Yeah.
which I totally understand.
That makes him drop off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
For you.
It's true. That is what it do.
I mean, I get it. Like, I'm playing Nier Automata, and sometimes I'm like, I just need to pause this game while we talk because I can't do both.
Yeah,
Alright.
When
that's
they're
kind of
talk-
why
when
I'm
they're
against
talking-
doing. I cannot talk and play games at the same time.
That's also
Oh, I
why
can
during the
talk
dump
and
I
play
specifically play a game that I don't need to pay attention to. Like
I can
the
talk and
shitty
play
one.
games. It's listening to everyone else, but also trying to listen if there's a dialogue scene.
I don't know. I was playing Animal Crossing, so.
But like this one I don't need to focus on, and
just
that's
playing
also why I
flowers.
usually play fighting games during those because I'm just like labbing or just like playing random
Yeah.
matches or something.
Honestly, I just don't have a lot of games that I feel like I can do that with because I love most of my games end up being like kind of single player games. that have like a story that
Big
single-player story
character-driven stories and elaborate plot twists.
I mean, yeah, kinda.
All right. Well, with that, guys, as always, don't forget to stay lucky. And we will see you at the next one.